10 years ago, a Cowgirls Kennel opened with a unique approach to dog boarding. At a Cowgirls Kennel, your dog will stay in a 12 by 12 area. Let me say that again. Your dog will stay in a 12-foot by 12-foot area. That's larger than most guest bedrooms. If you have more than one dog, they can stay together. Their professional staff will give you the peace of mind so you can enjoy your trip. A Cowgirls Kennel is not just for dogs. They can accommodate your cat in their brand new catchawary. Make your reservations today at 940-600-2853. Your dogs will thank you for it. Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital, Pilot Point, has been caring for animals around the Pilot Point area for the past 30 years. Large and small pets can expect a quality experience unmatched by other clinics. Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point offers all the services you'd expect from your veterinarian. They provide preventative care, which includes vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. They also provide sick animal care, surgical, and dental needs with their full-service lineup. Good luck to the Bearcats this season from Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point, where pets are family.
Hi, I'm Jackie Collins, and I am a wellness coach and owner of the Bearcat Nutrition Den. Do you want more energy to feel great, lose weight, and improve health? If your answer is yes, then get in touch today. Get your day started with the delicious healthy meal replacement shake and energizing tea. Come and see me today at the Nutrition Den located at 432 South Highway 377, Pilot Point, Texas. I'm Jackie Collins, and I look forward to seeing you guys.
Hey Bearcat fans, time is running out to be a webcast sponsor for the The views and opinions expressed by Ryan Menard and John Little are those of the broadcaster and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Pilot Point Independent School District or PilotPointBearcats.com. Any content or comments provided by our broadcast team is their opinion and is not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, anyone, or anything. This broadcast of Pilot Point football may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any other form without the expressed written consent of PilotPointBearcats.com.
This is Bearcat football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Who else? Let's go. Who else? Aiden Cox caught at the 12 and throws in for a Bearcat touchdown. Good shot right. There's holes here. They're going to cut it across the middle, across the 40, 30. Look at him hit the gas. He's going to deliver to Aiden Cox in. Oh, first man can't tackle. Second man can't get him. 1 foot one. Touchdown, Aiden Cox. Yep.
And now to the booth with Ryan Menard and John Little.
We are live. Good evening, Bearcat fans. You're listening to the Pilot Point Bearcats on PilotPointBearcats.com. Brought to you by Speed of Light Broadband. Tonight we're going on a mobile hotspot, so bear with us from time to time. If we have some outages, let us know in the chat. But we're going to do our best to get through this tonight with the mobile hotspot. But I'm Ryan Menard, and with me tonight is Mr. 29, John Little. Bearcats look to continue the rhythm they have found since district started. The last two matchups, though, against Whitesboro have been very hard fought. And we're 1-1 in those two matchups with big playoff seeding implications on the line tonight. What are you looking to see from the Bearcats tonight?
Yeah, Big 5-0, good to be with you again. And just remind everybody to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because if we have to start a new link or whatever, they get notified of that. So you want to be on the ball there. But certainly expecting these Whitesboro Bearcats to come out and give us all we can handle, like they have for, it seems like, 10 years now. Whitesboro seems to view this thing as a heated rivalry. I think we've seen some message board motivation. So, you know, as we talked in the Custom Roofing and Construction pregame show, Ryan, we want to see the Bearcats come out and match the energy, match the passion and the level of where this game is going to be played at. Now, we've talked about Whitesboro kind of playing up and down to their competition, so I expect them to certainly play up tonight. And Bearcats are going to, we're going to be in for a good battle here. Everything I've seen is like a 3-point spread.
Well, you hinted at it a little. There is a little added motivation tonight for Ish Harris with some comments made about his play in last year's matchup against Whitesboro. Do you think Ish and his teammates are going to use that bulletin board material to their advantage tonight? And what effect might that have on tonight's game?
Yeah, I honestly hope that they do. Because as we talked about last year, we were flat at home. It seemed like we didn't have much energy. I know we were dealing with some injuries and some COVID was a big issue back then during that week. It just seemed like there was no energy in the building. So if it takes a message board post by a Whitesboro dad or whatever targeting high school players, then let's use that for our advantage tonight. And so I certainly expect that Ish will come out and he'll be playing with some passion.
Well, yeah, I would expect that as well, especially since that was part of the core of what was said, So I would expect to see a lot from him tonight. Let's dive into some numbers regarding tonight's game. Last week's final was the first time Pilot Point had a 35-21 final, which is kind of odd to me because that's just even touchdowns, right? 5-3, even touchdowns, extra points. Pilot Point is 37-17-3 all-time against other schools with the Bearcat mascot. Pilot Point Whitesboro series took a 19-year break between 1983 and 2002. That's why when you mentioned on the Custom Roofing and Construction Bearcat pregame show that you had never played Whitesboro, I thought that was a bit odd because I always grew up playing Whitesboro. We played Whitesboro Pee Wee, middle school, high school, all the way through. So Pilot Point's biggest win in this series was 63-0 back in 1968, while Whitesboro's biggest win was 60-7 in 2011. And then Aydon Cox has 3 consecutive 100-yard receiving nights in his last 3 games. So he's really found a groove. Him and Wyatt Smith have built a connection that's looking dangerous. District 4 3A standings, Brock at 6-0, 3-0 in the district with their wins over Bowie, Paradise, and Whitesboro. Pilot Point 4-2, 3-0 in district. Peaster, Bowie, and Paradise are the wins. Peaster third, 5-1 on the season, 2-1 in the district. Ponder and Bowie are their wins. Pilot Point's are lost. And we're going to stop with Whitesboro in the 4th spot. 3-3 overall, 2-1 in district. The wins over Ponder and Boyd. Lost to Brock. So that's the numbers we're going to dive through. We're going to get a weather and uniform check real quick from Mr. Little, and then we're going to go to the National Anthem and get ready for kickoff.
Yes, sir, Ryan. Weather check. We got 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Real feel is 59 degrees. Not really a cloud in the sky out here. It looks like the winds out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. Max wind gust up to 15 miles per hour. Hopefully the wind stays down as we're on the roof of this building. And then the humidity's at 51%. So it's a good evening for finally starts to feel like fall. Good evening for football for sure. And then as far as the uniform check goes, Whitesboro Bearcats are going with the maroon jerseys with the gold numbers and Bearcats across the chest with black pants, and they got the W with the little Bearcat scratch embedded on the hip of their pants. Their helmets are going with maroon and the gold color Burrow logo on the left side of the helmet and the number on the right side of the helmet.
We're back to dual logos,
yes,
or whatever.
Yeah, that's certainly a trend.
That's got to be new
in high school football for sure. And then our Pilot Point Bearcats are rocking the white jerseys tonight with the orange numbers, orange pants, our typical white helmets with the black numbers on the side and black center stripe. So we got a real good contrast in uniforms for calling and watching a game.
Well, you're right. This is the first evening that has felt like fall. I mean, football weather, it's finally here. Whitesboro's got their captains ready to go out. Number 10, quarterback Mac Harper. Number 7, Sterling Garton. Number 6, Jace Sanders. And number 65, Paul Velton. Whitesboro has 2 Jace Sanders on this team. One is J-A-C-E and one is J-A-Y-C-E. So I don't know if you saw that.
That is rare.
Yeah, it's the same name. One's got an extra Y. The Whitesboro Bearcats are on the field. The Pilot Point Bearcats are getting ready to run through the sign. They're in the big Bearcat head. And then I'm sure we'll do the coin toss and go to the National Anthem and get started with the Southern Junkies kickoff. But like I said, so if you've made it to this stream, good job, because I know how confusing it can be. Tell anybody who you know might be watching the broadcast or normally watch the broadcast that we're still on the PilotPointBearcats.com YouTube page. We're just not on the link that everyone was ready for. Computer technical issues. We're out here close to the Oklahoma border, and I guess the signal is not strong. So only way to get up, we had to switch feeds. But we were up, so like I said, the other one is still up and active. If you see anybody in that or you know anybody that might be in that, direct them this way so they can all enjoy this this big district matchup tonight, John.
That's going to be a good one, Ryan. I think we're in for a treat tonight. I like how our Bearcats waited a while, made the Whitesboro Bearcats wait on us to come out of the tunnel.
Yeah, Whitesboro has been on the field for going on 3 or 4 minutes now, just standing around waiting for us to take the field. Their captains have been standing there ready to come. Pilot Point's captains were on the field, and then I guess the referees told them it's going to be a couple minutes, so they ran back to the head and came through the sign with the team. And but we're getting ready to do our coin flip as soon as the Bearcat captains get back out there. We're going to try to identify them. It's hard to see the numbers from where we are. We're on the roof of the press box, but that strut is unmistakable. Curly Brockman is one of the captains for the Bearcats. I think we might got Dak Morgan as one of the captains, number 75. Got number 55 for the Bearcats as one of the captains, Eddie Gatan, and 54, Alfonso Ortiz. So those are the captains for your Bearcats. They're approaching the center logo. The looks like the University of Wisconsin W is at the center of the field here. It is a turf field, maroon end zones. One says Whitesboro, the other says Bearcats. And it's a nice place. So it's the same stadium. If you've been going to Whitesboro Pilot Point games for a long time, it's the same stadium, same location. But just like we did at Massey, they put turf on the field. Looks real good.
I like Curly at captain, Ryan.
Yeah, well, like I said, man, I couldn't see the number when I first saw him get out there, but that strut's unmistakable.
Oh,
and he
man.
just led the Bearcats in the handshake. You know, he looked everyone in the eye.
They're lucky he didn't take his helmet off.
Yeah, probably barked at him. We're getting ready for the coin flip. The referee's, I don't know, maybe instructing them to have a clean game. It's like a boxing match or something. Lots of talking going on.
Really? Explain a lot of rules out there.
I mean, you said Whitesboro kind of views this a bit as a rivalry. There's not a lot of animosity when these two teams play. It's not like you see a lot of extracurricular stuff. So maybe the referee just is letting them know I don't want to see any of it. But just now getting to showing off the coin.
There's the flip.
Went with the whole flip and catch technique instead of letting it roll. Looks like the Whitesboro Bearcats have won the toss, it looks. And they have chosen to defer. So that means Pilot Point Bearcats are going to start this district matchup with the ball and have a chance to see if that motivation issue can go to work, or if we can continue this Aiden Cox connection.
See if we can set the tone right off the bat.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna lay out here and let the Whitesboro Bearcat band, who's right below us, play the national anthem. We are on the roof of the press box on the Whitesboro side, so you're gonna hear some wind noise potentially. So, like I said, these small town schools, we have to make do with what we've got. But they're announcing the national anthem now, so we're gonna step away for that. And we're through the anthem here, so the special team units are getting ready to get out on the field. So tonight's a perfect example of why you should subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're subscribed, as soon as we went live with the second feed, you were immediately notified through the YouTube channel and the email. So that's a perfect example of why to follow. Another thing that I like about if you follow our content on the YouTube page is things like the Custom Roofing and Construction Bearcat pregame show. That is live all the way up to game time and past game time. So even if you miss it before the game, you can go back and listen to some interviews we do with guests like this week. We had Miss Rand Stripmatter, we've had Greg Pelzel, Terry Slay, Mike Phillips. We've had a few different guests throughout the year. We try to have a guest every week. So once again, click that red button underneath the video, subscribe to the YouTube, and can avoid some of this confusion at times going forward.
Absolutely.
But the Whitesboro Bearcats have it teed up. The numbers from this distance are a little hard to identify on both sides. I believe this kicker for Whitesboro is number 65, Paul Belton. And back deep to receive for the Bearcats. Oh, they do the old paradise run to the ball and act like you're going to kick it. And then they step back and they're getting ready to kick it deep. It looks like it's Crew Chandler and Aiden Cox with the heels on the 10-yard line set up for a return. Belton approaches, and it's going to be a squib kick. Fielded at the 32 by
Gage
Anderson there. And he gets shifty, shuffles the feet around. He's going to get all the way up to about the 41, and the Bearcats, our Pilot Point Bearcats, are going to get their first possession tonight on their own 41-yard line.
Good job securing that ball by Gage Anderson on that.
Absolutely. So tonight, just for confusion's sake, everybody, I'm going to reference our Bearcats as the Bearcats, and I'm going to reference them as Whitesboro. I don't want to.
They're going with the Borough nowadays.
Oh yeah, so
right?
they're abandoning the Bearcats, right? So
yeah.
We're the Bearcats. They're going to be Whitesboro tonight. But here come our Bearcats onto the field. It's going to be a shotgun formation. Ish Harris is going to be to Wyatt Smith's left, two receivers right, and then Alex Puga is going to be like the fullback to the right of Wyatt Smith. First play snap, sweep to Ish Harris, and he's going to try to get the edge. And Whitesboro sticks their nose out there and is able to make the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Ish thought he might get the edge there, but they set the edge pretty well.
Yeah, it looked like he had some room to run, but the Borough got off their blocks well and made a nice tackle right there around the hips.
Yeah. So John, last year you remember, so we were out without Max Holler, and so that kind of affected the passing game. A lot of things.
I think we're missing some linemen as well.
Whitesboro just decided they were going to key on Ish Harris, and that was all they did all night. Wyatt Smith drops back to pass, has some time. And short hops it to Ish Harris, going to set up a 3rd and 10. But I said that to set up with Aiden Cox roaming the field tonight. You can't just key on Ish Harris.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not the way Aiden Cox has been playing the last couple of games, man. He's been outstanding.
Yeah, and with the emergence of young Gage Anderson.
You almost did it.
I'm gonna call him Anderson, so everybody knows Anderson tonight. They put Ish in the slot last week, which was the first time in 2 years I've seen him do that regularly. So, have more threats in more parts of the field. But here we go, 3rd and 10. Drop back to pass with some time, looking down the field, going to Aiden Cox. Aiden Cox goes up and comes down with it. The guy was all over him and couldn't stop him from catching the ball. Sean Sherry's in coverage was I wouldn't say all over him as in a penalty, but it was very physical going up to get the ball. But our Aiden Cox comes down with it, and that's the first big play of the night for him.
Yeah, just out-battled him. Great hands catch right there by Aiden.
Yep, that's a Bearcat Nutrition Den big play for our first IARC Real Estate first down of the night. 30 yards on the dot there for Aiden Cox. Snap, handoff to Ish Harris up the middle, and he runs over a man and gets out across the 25 to the Whitesboro 24-yard line. So 3rd and 10, complete the big pass to our big play guy, and then get ahead of the chains with that first down carry.
Yeah, I talked about those 3rd downs being going to be huge in this game. That first 3rd down was good for us.
So it looks like it's going to be 2nd and 5 from the Whitesboro 24-yard line.
Looks like Wyatt checked it at the line. They're all looking at the sideline to get the play.
All right, we're going to have 2nd and 5, snap, and it's going to be a quarterback power to the right side. Wyatt Smith's going to turn it up and get up to about the 22, so it's going to set up 3rd down.
Another big 3rd down coming up here.
Please zoom out.
3rd and about 4.
3rd and 4. The line to gain is going to be the 18-yard line for the Bearcats. Looking to our sideline to get the call.
Single high safety here for the Borough, so they're still not respecting, giving AC the respect he deserves.
Yeah, and he's playing middle of the field, so he's not even shaded. And this is going to be a Wyatt Smith handoff up the middle, and he looks like he's going to get to the 19, which is about a yard short. Yeah, so we'll see early in this matchup what Coach David's mindset is if they're going to.
It's going to be a 4th and 1 for sure.
Well, they just do an official timeout. I don't know if it's the measure or what. Trying to get it set. They are going to set it at the 19, which is about a yard short. And I'm not entirely sure what's going on. They're sending a Whitesboro Bearcat off the field. That's number 5 for Whitesboro. Jacob Smith coming off. Referees told him he had to go. I didn't see any particular reason why.
Right.
But here we go, 4th and 1 going quick under center. Quarterback sneak up the middle.
Got it.
And that's enough for an Irish Real Estate first down to about the 17-yard line. So they went with tempo there. Once all the commotion was settled, they set the ball, they lined up and snapped it and went right at it.
Yeah, great job by our offensive line right there. We had plenty of momentum to get that first down. Plenty of push.
So we're going 1st and 10, kind of a pistol formation. Snap. Going to be handoff up the middle to Ish Harris, trying to find some room. Has to tiptoe up to the scrimmage, runs into his own blocker, but gets down to about the 14-yard line, which is going to be 3 yards on the carry. So we're going to have 2nd and 7. Line to gain is going to be the 7. And they're at the 14-yard line now.
You don't always want your back to try to bounce it outside, but right there, I would have liked to seen him maybe hit the L2 and get to the sideline.
Snap, roll out left to pass, pressure right in his face pretty much right away. So the receivers, neither Aydon Cox or Ish Harris, had their eyes back to the ball when Wyatt Smith had to get rid of it. So it's going to be 3rd and 7. Wyatt Smith also took a hit after he let go of the ball.
Yeah, the hit came from Asher Contreras, number 30. He's a little defensive end, undersized kid. He's a good little running back as well. We're going to be calling his name and number quite a bit, I think.
So you hit on 3rd downs earlier. This is our third down of the drive. We are 2 for 2, or we're 1 for 2 so far. We did have to convert on a 3rd and short. Let's see what we do here. Line to gains the 7. Snap, and it's going to be a Wyatt Smith drop back to pass. He lobs it up, and he just can't get it there. The Whitesboro Bearcats were physical there at the line of scrimmage, knocked Puga off his route, and Wyatt Smith couldn't connect. It looks like we're going to march Elias Alejos out for Nick's Italian field goal attempt.
Yeah, I like the play call right there. We just got our timing messed up a little bit with the pressure.
And the physicality from the defender there also, like I said, he pushed. I think he thought he was about to be blocked. He engaged with Puga, knocked him off his route. 30-yard attempt here for Alejos. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. Plenty of distance. And it is
true.
Good. So the Nick's Italian field goal attempt is good by Elias Alejos. Put your Pilot Point Bearcats on the board first. 8:10 left in the Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant first quarter. Pilot Point Bearcats 3, Whitesboro Bearcats 0. Let's get a commercial.
10 years ago, a Cowgirls Kennel opened with a unique approach to dog boarding. At a Cowgirls Kennel, your dog will stay in a 12 by 12 area. Let me say that again. Your dog will stay in a 12-foot by 12-foot area. That's larger than most guest bedrooms. If you have more than one dog, they can stay together. Their professional staff will give you the peace of mind so you can enjoy your trip. A Cowgirls Kennel is not just for dogs. They can accommodate your cat in their brand new catchawary. Make your reservations today at 940-600-2853. Your dogs will thank you for it.
So, John, we want touchdowns tonight, but points are good, especially early in the game like this. So we got points on the board, and now it's time to play some defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll take what we can get.
So Elias Alejos, that kick was not quite as just right up the middle as I was hoping it would be, but it ended up going through anyway, so that's all that matters. Wyatt Smith did a good job of holding there. Alejos kicks this one deep down the center of the field, fielded at the 10, and the Whitesboro Bearcats are going to return it, try to flip the field. Finally, the Pilot Point Bearcats are able to bring the return man down at their own 30-yard line. That was number 2, Sean Sherry's. corner and also kick return man for Whitesboro. So they're going to have their first possession tonight. Oh, they're going to give them all the way up to the 33-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line for our Pilot Point Bearcats' first attempt on defense tonight. I like the idea of cycling these defensive linemen in and out to keep them fresh tonight. Ryan, he's going to get the start there at that big 3 technique for the Bearcats.
Absolutely.
Him and Gavin Wheeler switch in and out.
Nice big down lineman we got there.
Empty set. Mac Harper brings the running back next to him. Tells him to go to the other side. Snap. And they're going to try to run it right up the middle. Trip him up the line of scrimmage. But he's able to squeeze through and get about 3 yards on the carry. Setting up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, they ran that little mesh play right there to number 5, the running back. We're going to have to watch out for Mac Harper, the big quarterback, to keep that later on.
Looks like we might have some Gage Anderson playing a little bit more defense tonight, getting the start there at that outside linebacker position for Pilot Point.
Man, he's, for a freshman, he's getting a lot of playing time. I'd love to see it.
Yep, so we're going to set up 2nd and 7. This might be a normal formation. Empty. Mac Harper's going to run a power to the left side, and Puga's not going to let that get outside of him. He's going to drag him down for a no gain on the play. Starting off with 2 empty set formations here for Whitesboro.
Yeah, they like to spread it out, but then they're running in the middle of the field, so they're just trying to get guys out of the box, it appears.
Yep, first play they run motion to running back behind next to Mac Harper, and the second play they just tried to run the quarterback run, no running back in the backfield.
Big 3rd down here. They got a big target out here, that number 14, big 6'5" wide receiver.
Right now we're 1-on-1, 3rd and 7. Trips right for Whitesboro. They're going to drop straight back to pass. Good pass rush makes Harper step up. Looking down the field, nowhere to go. And he's going to get about 2 yards on the carry, setting up a 4th and 5. The Bearcats defense holds, and Whitesboro sending the punt unit on the field.
Great defense right there by the Bearcats. Wasn't really a covered sack because I think he ended up getting a yard out of it. But, you know, the good coverage led to a good play by the Bearcats.
Yeah, word of advice, if you're a quarterback and all your receivers are on the right side, it's probably not best that when you scramble to the left side because there's no one to throw the ball to. And that's what happened. He kept his eyes down the field, but no one was there except 2 Pilot Point defenders. So the snap is good for the punt. The punt is off. A low-line drive bounces at the 35. Bounces kind of straight up. It's going to roll to the 31, 32 of the Pilot Point Bearcats. So when we come back, Pilot Point's going to get their 2nd possession, already up 3-0.
Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital, Pilot Point, has been caring for animals around the Pilot Point area for the past 30 years. Large and small pets can expect a quality experience unmatched by other clinics. Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point offers all the services you'd expect from your veterinarian. They provide preventative care, which includes vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. They also provide sick animal care, surgical, and dental needs with their full-service lineup. Good luck to the Bearcats this season from Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point, where
Pilot Point comes out for their 2nd possession. Trips left. Ish Harris catches the swing pass.
Turn
he
on,
picks up
Ish.
a block, hits the sideline, and gets up to the Whitesboro 44-yard line. And that's an Irish real estate 1st down for your Bearcats. Ish Harris getting involved in the passing game.
Yeah, you love to see it. Let's get him going. It doesn't matter if it's on the ground or through the air.
The week you were out, Ricky called for that. Ricky said he'd like to see him get involved more in the pass game with the emergence of Gage Anderson. We're going to see more of that, and right there, swing pass. Those are extensions of the running game. Get him some space, and it got him 12, 13 yards on that play right there on 1st down.
He's lined up in the slot again.
And this is going to be a handoff to Anderson up the middle. Not a whole lot of running room. He is going to get up to the 45, which is a 1-yard carry for Gage. And the Bearcats going to have 2nd and 9. Man, this fall weather moving in it just makes for beautiful football weather.
It really does. Makes me reminisce anyways. It really starts to feel like football season, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Unlike that 95-degree Cotton Bowl last Saturday for Texas OU, right?
Always seems like that Texas OU game gets the last part of the heat.
Yep. Wyatt Smith's going to drop back to pass on the 2nd down. Hits a curl route to Aiden Cox, who's going to get out across the 50 to the Whitesboro 49-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. Setting up a 3rd and 3. Line to gain is going to be the 46. They're spotting the ball on the 48, and they're going with some tempo here. hard count, tried to get Whitesboro to jump,
That's
unsuccessful. It was close, but now Pilot Point's looking to get their play call in, changing the formation up a little bit.
It looked like Contreras, number 30 on this side, jumped a little bit, but he got back.
Yeah, and I'm looking right down the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he actually even crossed the line, but he did shuffle a little. Here we go, trips right for Pilot Point, snap. They're going to throw a swing out to Gage Anderson, who catches it, makes the first man miss, but nowhere to go. Swing pass is going to lose 2 and set up 4th and 4 right at midfield. Pilot Point's forced to make a decision here, and Wyatt Smith's coming off, so the punt team's coming on. So trading punts here.
Yeah, both defenses are kind of, being the stalwarts that they've been, I guess. Kind of trying to figure each other out early on. We haven't got anything real deep.
Under 4.5 left in the Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant first quarter. Aiden Cox back to punt. Snap. And the punt is up. It's a high punt. It's going to have some distance. It's going to bounce, but take a Whitesboro bounce, and ultimately it's going to be about a 15-yard punt for Aiden Cox. That's going to hurt the old average, right?
Yeah, it was a lot more vertical than it was horizontal.
So punting obviously is not as easy as it looks. My uncle was a special teams coordinator and was a special teams player in college, and we've talked a little bit about special teams. And somebody who has Aiden Cox's leg, he has a strong leg and he knows it. They're snapping the ball from midfield, so he wants to try to not kick it right through the end zone. Ultimately overcompensates with the kicking it high and not far. And then you end up
a little bit.
Yeah, it traveled 19 yards, bounced backwards. And now Whitesboro is going to get the ball for their second position. Trips left at their own 36. Dropping back to pass. Pressure. And they're going to try to sling him down, but they can't get him down before he gets rid of it. He gets it out to the he's not going to catch it. They're ruling it incomplete. It looked to me, number 30, Contreras, went up and caught it. Immediately tackled, but I guess that he could not complete the catch. So Whitesboro dodged a bullet by dodging the sack, and then we dodged a bullet by him not coming down with that ball.
Yeah, it looked like Colin Lynch, number 3, for us, provided that pressure and a little linebacker blitz. He was in Mac's face.
Mac's face immediately.
Yeah.
So balance formation, 2 receivers left, 2 right, jet sweep motion right, left, and that's a fake. And they're going to hand it up
Curly.
the middle.
Got to wrap
Curly
up.
can't finish the tackle in the backfield, but he has some friends who are going to help him. But what could have been a 2-yard loss turns into a 2-yard gain for Whitesboro, setting up a 3rd and 8 at their own 38.
Another big 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, Curly read that, got right through, hit the running back, but kind of tough to take him down in the position that he got his hands around him in. But ultimately, his friends bailed him out. 3rd and 8 here. Looks like Whitesboro is going to set up trips left, 1 receiver right. The trips is the wide side of the field. 1 running back next to Mac Harper. He's going to take the snap, drop back to pass. Pressure in his face.
Yes.
Sacked. Aiden Cox from one side. Looks like probably Gage Anderson, the freshman. So Gage Anderson gets to him first. He's going to get most of the credit for that sack. Aiden Cox did put a hit on Mac Harper there. But that's a freshman, Gage Anderson. That's his first career sack on varsity.
Making some noise on that defensive side.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, so that was a big loss. So now it's 4th and 19.
Been a little bit of a defensive battle so far.
Yeah, 11-yard loss on that 3rd down. So looks like Aiden Cox is back to return this punt. Punt's a good one. He's going to try to run and get it. He punted away from him, took a Whitesboro bounce. Aiden Cox eventually gets his hands on it. Breaks 1 tackle, can't break the second, and is ultimately.
I'd like to see this blown dead.
I like to see a whistle. So finally, they're going to bring him down at the Bearcats' 14-yard line, and we'll come back on the other side with their 3rd drive of the game.
Pets or family.
Hi, I'm Jackie Collins, and I am a wellness coach and owner of the Bearcat Nutrition Den. Do you want more energy to feel great, lose weight, and improve health? If your answer is yes, then get in touch today. Get your day started with the delicious healthy meal replacement shake and energizing tea. Come and see me today at the Nutrition Den located at 432 South Highway 377, Pilot Point, Texas. I'm Jackie Collins, and I look forward to seeing you guys.
We're back here. Wyatt Smith at quarterback. Ish Harris behind him. Alex Puga to his left. 2 receivers right, 1 left. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to Ish Harris. He's going to try to find some room. Flag comes out. And with what I'm looking at, it looks like we might end up with an illegal chop block. 2 guys on 1 Bearcat defender on ground. When two guys are on one defender all on the ground, that makes me think it might be a chop block.
Yeah, the officials pointing back towards the Bearcats.
So it is a personal foul, chop block, but the ball's already at the 15, so that's going to be a half the distance to the goal. Pilot Point's going to lose 7.5 yards on that, and they're going to make it 1st and 17 from their own 7.
A tough task in front of us here.
Yeah, I need to find out more about what the blocking scheme's like for Pilot Point, because that sort of thing. If you're supposed to engage, your backside guy's supposed to help take over. If the back guy goes low but the front guy's still engaged, it's a penalty. So this 1st and long, Wyatt Smith back to pass, delivers one down the seam. Aydon Cox at the 20, spun around, gets to the 24-yard line, and that's going to be enough for a Pilot Point first down, I believe. That's an Irish Real Estate first down. Another Bearcat Nutrition did a big play. We needed 17, and that catch was 17 yards.
AC starting to stand for another completion.
Hey, AC multi. Yeah, there we go. Multiple meetings for AC here. 2 receivers right, 1 left. 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Snap, under center. Hand off to Ish Harris around the right side. Bounces it.
Come on,
he has some space.
Turn it on.
Makes one man miss. 40. Stiff arm. Throws him down. Pushed out around the 50. How's that for not physical? Broke a one at the line. Stiff armed another man at midfield. Big play there by Ish Harris for another Irish Real Estate first down.
There's a little message board motivation right there. I love to see that.
Yep, so the corner came off his block, tried to make a tackle, could not. Another man tried to come up and tackle him and was thrown down. 26 yards there for Ish Harris. The Bearcat Nutrition did big play. Pilot Point starting to find a little bit of rhythm here. But
great stiff arm.
Right at midfield. Snap, drop straight back to pass.
Going
Throwing it deep. He has him. Can he run under it? Oh, just a bit overthrown for Aiden Cox. He had him there. You could see a little double move there out of Aiden Cox, and he had his man just toast, burnt toast.
Sure did.
So, the bad part about starting so deep in your own territory is you've already had 47 yards or 43 yards of offense on this drive, and you're still only at midfield.
Yeah, still quite a ways to go.
Yeah, everybody, let's make sure we're active on the Sunset Pools and North Texas live chat. Now that I think everybody has found the feed, see some familiar faces in there. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Wyatt Smith takes a snap, and he's going to keep it and follow Anderson, and they're going to get 2 yards. I don't know if that was a busted play or not, but it's going to be 3rd and 8.
It appeared to be. They're running the mesh play, but I don't know what happened with the timing there.
The thing that leads me to believe it was is because not often do you fake the handoff to the running back and then put your shoulder into his or your helmet into his back and just run behind him.
Exactly.
So under a minute left in the Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant first quarter. Pilot Point up 3-0. Fit Body scoreboard check.
And shout out to everybody on the chat. We got Chris Carr, H-Town Hog, Jacob Stuckley, Caleb Marsh, Alexa Dane, Alexander Luna, our guy Caleb Marsh.
Rolled out left on this 3rd down. Ooh, cannot be brought in. It looks like that's probably Crew Chandler on the Whitesboro sideline. So drive's going to stall out after a couple of big plays, and it's going to set up another Pilot Point punt right around midfield. This ball is going to be snapped from Whitesboro's 48. The last Aiden Cox punt was snapped at the 50. So, I'm at this point, let's let it loose. If it gets into the end zone, it gets into the end zone.
Absolutely.
Let's do a Pilot Point feed out of town scoreboard.
Yes, sir, Ron. And what I'm watching is Munster versus Windthorst. Munster's number 3 in state, Windthorst's number 2. My cousin's the coach over there at Munster, and they're up 6-2. The rare score.
Good punt, fair caught. That's what you want. Whitesboro fair catches that at their own 14. Let's finish this out-of-town scoreboard check.
Yeah, in our district, Boyd's up on Peaster right now, 14-7 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, Ryan. Bowie is down by 1 to Paradise, 7-6 in the second quarter. And that's all I got for now.
So Peaster came on late against Bowie in last week's district win. Boyd seems to, it was Ponder last week, but they got the win over Ponder. They started off the season so slow and so rough.
Sure did.
Didn't know what we were going to see out of them, but they got their first win of the year last week against Ponder. That'll be our opponent in 2 weeks at Boyd. We'll see. Be interesting to see how the next couple weeks go for them. But Whitesboro is going to take this possession 1st and 10 at their own 14. 2 running backs next to Mac Harper, and it's going to be a handoff to their left. And he's going to have some room. Colin Lynch is going to drag him down at about the 30-yard line. So that's about 16 yards on the first down. That looked like it was Brent Donaldson maybe on the carry, number 2 or number 3.
I thought it was 5. Jacob
5?
Smith. Is that
yeah,
not
no,
5?
that's right. Yeah, probably Jacob Smith, number 5. Yep, he's who's in the backfield now.
It's
So
usually 5 or 6, I think. 6 is more of the slot receiver. 5 and 30 seem to be their guys. I think they had number 4. It was the leading rusher on the year, Grayson Ledbetter, but he must be out for some reason because I hadn't seen any stats from him in a while.
Yeah. Well, defensive battle here early at the end of their Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant first quarter. Pilot Point 3, Whitesboro 0. Whitesboro on the drive. We'll get a couple commercials and come back for the second quarter.
Hey Bearcat fans, time is running out to be a webcast sponsor for the 2021 Pilot Point football season. Last year our Pilot Point webcast had just under 30,000 views. If you want an advertisement that speaks directly to the community of Pilot Point, our webcast ads are the way to go. Contact us today and we'll find an advertising opportunity that fits your budget. Don't miss your chance to be part of a winning team. Go Bearcats! For the best Mexican food experience, visit Uncle Beto's Mexican Restaurant on the corner of Liberty Street and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. Uncle Beto's offers the freshest and most authentic flavors that you can only find in the best Mexican cuisine. Dine in, or if you prefer curbside service, call Uncle Beto's at 940-686-0143 and order your food to go. Be sure to make Uncle Beto's a part of your game night routine either before the game or up until 10 p.m. on game night. Uncle Beto's is ready to serve all you hungry football fans. Uncle Beto's is a family-owned and operated business proudly supporting the Pilot Point Bearcats.
And we're back here for the Maverick Faster second quarter. Whitesboro has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 30. Riney Construction stat sheet check. That Wyatt Smith to Aiden Cox connection still looks good. 3 catches for 54 yards in the first half for Aiden Cox. Ish Harris 33 yards rushing. Wyatt Smith 64 yards passing. Contreras gets a handoff, hitting the backfield, but can't be brought down. Finds a seam. Colin Lynch makes the initial contact, but hustling up the field. That looks like it's big number 70 Ryan Riney or 78 Gavin Wheeler. That's 70 Ryan Riney tracking him downfield and just body slamming him.
Yeah, it's a great pursuit by Ryan Riney because Contreras, number 30, man, he's shifty. He's got some speed on him.
Absolutely. Well, that sets up another Whitesboro first down here, and they got the ball rolling here. A couple first downs. And Mac Harper takes a snap, going to try to throw it quick out. Little timing curl route, caught. Crew Chandler's going to force the receiver out after about 8 yards. We're going to get you a number on that receiver when he kind of squares up to it. Looks like 14 maybe.
Yeah, Hermes.
Hermes, that's the guy. Crew Chandler, the youngin over there, he did a good job of forcing him out of bounds. That was a timing route.
Tough matchup. That Jake Hermes is 6'5".
2 running backs next to Mac Harper, one-on-one over there, Crew Chandler with Hermes. And they're going to run a sweep to the left side. Going to try to get the edge. Brockman, Ish Harris, and Gage Anderson all out there. And they're able to bring him down, but not until he gets 3 yards. Shifty run there by Jacob Smith.
Yeah, and this Whitesboro offense seems to be finding their rhythm here, Ryan, so we're going to have to do something to disrupt this.
Absolutely. Defenses have stood strong on both sides so far. This is the most momentum Whitesboro's had. We have a couple drives where we had momentum. We just stalled out on them. This is the first time Whitesboro's really had anything going for them. Still a long ways to go, though. 1st and 10 at the Pilot Point 46-yard line. They've been getting the edge on us here in the run game, dropping straight back to pass.
Good pass.
Steps up into a pocket, throws it deep. Crew Chandler trying to make up some room. Ball overthrown, target Sean Shears on it.
Yeah, we were pretty fortunate there that it was overthrown because number 2 had a step.
Yeah, Crew Chandler was definitely beat. He wasn't in an awful position, but if it was a great throw, it would have been 6 for Whitesboro. We're in the second quarter, brought to you by Maverick Fasteners. 10:39 left in the second quarter. Pilot Point 3, Whitesboro 0. Whitesboro's got 2nd and 10 here. This midfield seems to be where drives go to die.
And I'm good with that in this case.
Yeah. Our secondary putting pressure on the receivers, trying to make Mac Harper put a good ball on him to complete it. Hadn't been able to do that too many times so far. This is going to be a run to the left side, cuts it up. Gage Anderson's going to wrap him up around the ankle and bring him down at about the 40. So it's going to set up 3rd and 4 here. Line to gain is going to be the 36-yard line. Try to get the edge there, saw the cutback up the middle and hit it hard.
Yeah, they got a couple of mighty mites back there in the backfield with 5 and 30. We got to really wrap those guys up. They're the quick little guys built low to the ground.
Yep, Jacob Smith coming off. Jace Sanders. Jace with no Y. comes onto the field.
Yeah.
We're going to have 3 receivers right. Mac Harper with 2 running backs in the backfield with him. Looks like it's going to be Sherry's and Contreras trying to figure out which side they're going on.
I predict they're going to try to go to 6 here.
Yep. Motion one of them out of the backfield. Drop back to pass. Throwing the swing pass. Oh, that's that height and that athleticism. Harper, I mean, you can't throw the swing pass on Aiden Cox's side.
You better be careful.
You should stop trying.
Lurking over there.
You should stop trying because that ball is overthrown because Mac Harper has to try to get it over Aiden Cox and has to throw it over the running back, sets up a 4th and 4.
Yeah, if he puts that on the money, Aiden's taking it to the house like he did against Bowie, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm not saying you shouldn't run swing pass on the Bearcats. I mean, we shouldn't run them to Aiden Cox's side. No. That is what I'm saying.
Playing with fire over there.
Yep. A rollout pass. It's a fake punt. Caught by number 24. That's Jace with a Y, and he's going to get the ball. Sidestep. Bearcat Pilot Point thought he was going to go out of bounds.
That was a big play.
Yep. Sidesteps, get back inside the 15. So Whitesboro comes out and they run a different unit on the punt unit, but they line up in an offensive formation. And on the first time they did that, then they shift to punt. This time they did not. They roll out right, deliver a pass, and get a big play, first down in the Point Bank red zone.
Yeah, sneaky. They got one on us there.
Torin Nagelstad, I think, threw that. Number 8, I believe, threw that.
Was it? I thought it was 6.
Was it? There you go. Jace with no Y throwing to Jace with a Y. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's going to be 1st and 10 at the Pilot Point 15-yard line. Snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle. He held on to that. Harper held on to that for a while, pulled it out of the belly, and gets 2 yards.
Yeah, like he says, that mesh play, he really rode the running back and pulled it at the last second.
Big play in special teams. So we have, special team on our end hits a field goal. Special teams on their end fakes a punt, and here we go. So Bearcat defense. I mean, I don't know what the Whitesboro kicking game is like. We trying to deal with getting hot spots connected and get internet loading. So I didn't get to watch the pregame kicking. So hopefully we have to see a Whitesboro attempt. Harper's going to drop back to pass. Pressure. Hit as he throws. Ball floats up. Alex Puga hits Mac Harper hard.
Man.
Harper didn't even see him coming blindside. That's why the NFL pays their left tackle so much.
Absolutely. And our pass rush has been on point so far.
I can't remember a Bearcat. Well, I didn't get to see back in the heydays of Bearcat defense. But in my time, I don't think I've seen a pass rush just as consistently get to quarterbacks the way the pass rush has this year. And we're not even blitzing a lot. It's not like we're bringing a lot, and that's why we're getting there. I mean, it's Alex Puga, it's Aiden Cox, it's the tackles, it's everybody. They're getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, it's a concerted effort. These Bearcats. Gage got involved in it earlier. Puga's stepped up there.
Whitesboro's going to bang an uppercut granite timeout, and we come back from commercial to be 3rd and 7 from the 13-yard line.
Located in Pilot Point, Texas, the Chandler family has been making custom cabinets for over 40 years. As a team, Chandler Cabinets is committed to designing and building the perfect cabinets for you. They will make the process comfortable and stress-free by personally guaranteeing a superior product built on the standard of superior craftsmanship and immaculate customer satisfaction. From concept to completion, perfect form and function. Chandler Cabinets is an award-winning company with a reputation for consistent innovation at the highest level of design. You can find more information on Chandler Cabinets at chandlercabinets.net or on their Facebook page, Chandler Cabinets. Chandler Cabinets, 40 years of excellence.
And we're back, 8:23 left in the Maverick Faster second quarter. Pilot Point 3, Whitesboro 0. Well, in the Point Bank red zone, I think if Pilot Point can hold Whitesboro to no gain here, maybe 1 or 2 yards, we may see what that Whitesboro kicking game looks like.
Absolutely. It's a big 3rd and 7 right here. Looks like Whitesboro's going to spread us out. They're going 5 wide.
5 wide. 3 receivers right, 2 left. Mac Harper drops straight back to pass. Looking left. Gage Anderson in coverage. Good position.
Good
throw. Good catch. That's number 6, Jace Anderson on the reception. Jace Sanders. Gage Anderson was in good position. That was the best throw Mac Harper's made tonight.
Yeah, it was.
And Whitesboro's lining up in the gate. And they're going to swing it, and they're going to kick the next Italian BAT. So, a couple big plays there for Whitesboro. The big fake punt. leads to the first touchdown of the night, which goes to Whitesboro. Have an opportunity to make the lead 7-3 here with 8:18 left in the second quarter. A toe puncher. We have a toe puncher straight on and good. And the Nick's Italian PAT is good. 8:18 left in the second quarter. Whitesboro Bearcats 7, Pilot Point Bearcats 3. Get a commercial and come back for a Southern Junkies kickoff.
Are you looking to build that dream home or barn-dough? CS Designs offers a complete range of design services. CS Designs products range from general drawing services to commercial and residential blueprints, as well as 3D renderings and virtual reality walkthroughs. Let Cole Stewart and the CS Design team design you a beautiful progressive home or building that translates your ideas into an outstanding reality. Visit their website at csdesignstx.com or give them a call at 940-365-4048.
Well, all right, so big play in the special teams game for Whitesboro, extends that drive and gets them on the board for 6, plus the extra point. So, in the past watching Cowboy games, I've always, they're always stalling out in the red zone, kicking field goals. Touchdowns are better than field goals, and right now that's the difference. Whitesboro's best possession, they end up with a touchdown. Pilot Point's best possession, we end up with a field goal. We got to turn that tide.
Yeah, one thing that says they faked the onside kick. One thing that makes me feel good about that drive, Ryan, is they kind of had to resort to a fake punt to keep it going. So it kind of tells me that, my old coach Jerry Jones, he always said if they're running trick plays, then they don't think they can beat you straight up.
Yep. So a long squib kid, quick. Crew Chandler's going to pick it up at the 20, try to find some space to get a return, and he does. He's going to get out across the 26. Whitesboro does a good job of covering the kick, and Pilot Point's got to respond to this Whitesboro Bearcat drive.
Yes, sir. We got ourselves a ball game in front of us. It's going to come down to a couple of big plays, I think.
All right, Pilot Point's trying to get on the field here. Marching on the field. Want to shout out some of the Sunset Pools live chat. We got listeners from Gulfport, Mississippi, Bellevue, Texas. Saw a few other of those earlier from other places, but 2 receivers right, 2 left. Wyatt Smith throws out into a little screen to Ish Harris, who's going to try to make something happen.
Go Ish.
He's going to run. He's going to make a few men miss, sidestep another one, get out across almost to the Bearcat 45-yard line. That's a Bearcat Nutrition Den big play there for Pilot Point and Ish Harris. He's piling up a few of these big plays, getting them in the screen game here.
Yeah, I just like when Ish gets those chunk plays, gets that confidence behind him. He seems to, when he's running with confidence, he's something else.
So we're going to have 1st and 10 from Pilot Point's 45-yard line. Trips right. Wyatt Smith drops back to pass. There's another screen out to Ish Harris. Can't bring that one in. Incomplete. Setting up a 2nd and 10.
I think that one came out real hot.
Yeah, he stepped back and Wyatt Smith threw it forward. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it down. That's going to set up 2nd and 10. And, I said midfield where drives go to dive. That's at least been the story for Pilot Point so far. And without a fake punt, that's Whitesboro's story too. 7:32 left in the Maverick Fastener second quarter. Whitesboro 7, Pilot Point 3, 2nd and 10. Trips right. Play action pass. Wyatt Smith steps up in the pocket, has to scramble, and he's ended up going to get sacked back at our own 39-yard line. That was a coverage sack, so had some pressure coming from his blind side, and that's just things that I've never understood how a quarterback knows. It's like he sensed it, stepped up, made him miss, but some guys right in his face ultimately get there, and he shuts it down and gets sacked.
Yeah, I would have once he moved up in the pocket, I would have let loose to Aiden, because good things happen when you do that, but I think he felt that the pressure was too much. He was afraid that they were going to get his arm.
Yep. Well, here we go, 3rd and 6. 2 receivers right, 2 left, 2 high safeties for Whitesboro, and it doesn't matter to Wyatt Smith. He's going to throw deep to Aiden Cox. Aiden Cox over the shoulder, brings it in at Whitesboro's 32. Another Bearcat Nutrition Den big play, and that is a cheat code. Hey, it's 3rd and long. Where's number 1? I mean, I imagine my head, the play call in the huddle was, we're going to throw deep to Aiden. Everybody else just stand around and watch.
Just run a fade. We got you, Aiden.
Beautiful. 29 yards on that pass play.
I like that.
He's approaching 100 yards already in receiving.
I'm a big fan of the 29-yard play.
Already has 83 yards receiving. We're just halfway through the second quarter.
See Ish get
Snap,
going here.
and we're going to give it to Ish Harris. He's going to make a cutback. Whistle and flags and whistles. Advanced vet care penalty on the Bearcats. Looks like it was pre-snap. Motion on the Bearcats. Ish Harris had a cutback lane. I don't know how far he would have got with it, but he had hit it.
He had something working there.
He was putting the pressure on, looks like number 8 out there for Whitesboro. Torrin Nagelstad would have had to try to bring him down, or it was going to be a big play. But Bearcats backed up 5 now, 1st and 15 from Whitesboro's 47-yard line.
Has anybody checked on Terry Slay? I haven't seen him in the chat. It's rare.
Well, we're going to line up. 2 receivers left. We're going to look that way to throw the ball. Oh! Trying to throw a slant route. Number 7 for Whitesboro, Sterling Garton.
He's also their toe punch kicker.
Yeah, stepped up in the lane, got his hand on it, and knocked it down. They're going to create a 2nd and 15. Looked like we might have had Gage Anderson out in the flat, but we were trying to hit the slant there. Caused the incompletion.
Yeah, it looks like we've backed up Whitesboro's secondary. They're really starting to get leery of number 1 there. They're giving him lots of respect, playing 10 yards off the ball.
Well, I mean, you have to. Got a safety shading that side as well.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a pitch out to Ish Harris. Picks up a block, cuts it up, spin move, finally brought down. We're going to have another flag at the line of scrimmage, probably coming back. Going to be the 10-yard variety. It looks like I only saw one Bearcat offensive lineman in the area.
See what the call is.
It is definitely on Pilot Point, seeing if they want to accept it or not. I'm sure they would.
Call chop block again?
Well, I'm unclear on the rule on if it's going to be a chop block or not, because there was only one lineman there, so it couldn't have been like 2 engaged. But I wonder if you can't go inside and chop somebody down from the outside inside.
Right.
But that's an offensive lineman. I'm not going to put him out there, but I was called on an outside lineman. But Whitesboro's going to let us off the hook with that. They're going to trust their defense on this 3rd and 10.
Okay.
So instead of making it 2nd and 30, maybe 2nd and 25, because we were already behind the chains, they're going to say no thanks and we're going to take a 3rd and 9 at their own 31-yard line.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Interesting decision.
They probably just don't want us to try to go deep to Aydon Cox again. Under center.
They're shading his side
Snap.
this time.
Drop back to pass. Throw it out in the flat. Caught by Alex Puga. Tries to make a man miss, but he can't. Gets tackled down at the 26-yard line. Be about a 43, 44-yarder from here if Coach David wants to give it a shot. Not much wind. You know, this is right at the edge of Alejos' range, but the offense is on the field and they're getting lined up. Line to gain is going to be the 22-yard line. Pistol formation. Hard count. Looking over to the Pilot Point sideline now to get the call. I think they are going to go for it. 12 seconds left on the play clock. Shifting formation a little. With Aiden Cox composure, I don't know.
Get your play call here.
5 seconds, 3 seconds. Now, Pilot Point's going to call their first uppercut granite timeout.
There it is.
And they're going to talk about this 4th down, and we're going to go to a commercial and come back.
Hey Bearcat fans, living in North Texas, you know all about bad weather. When bad weather does strike, look no further than James Floyd's Custom Roofing and Construction. Custom Roofing and Construction has built their business off of quality work and customer referrals. Let their friendly and knowledgeable staff ensure the project runs smoothly from start to finish. You can visit Custom Roofing and Construction on their website, customroofingdallas.com, or give them a call at 214-274-8353.
John and I are discussing different techniques and tactics on what we might want to see here. Whitesboro has made an adjustment already. I'm not surprised. I'm actually surprised they let Aiden Cox get him for 80 plus yards already before they did. They're marching a safety up over the top of them in most instances. Right now they have 2 receivers that side.
Oh, now he's out there by himself. He's one-on-one.
There's a safety in the middle. Now he's getting over there. No, they swapped coverage, guys.
Yeah.
So he's alone out there, but it's going to be a pitch that way. And Ish Harris is going to cut it up, put his head down. Line to gain was the 22, and I think he got it.
He did.
I think he got it. We're going to see the mark, but I'm pretty confident that's an Iowa Real Estate first down. Pilot Point, a little gutsy there, 4th and 4,
yeah.
and they're going to run a pitch play, and they get it. Ish Harris gets the first down.
That was like a play in my old days. That's just the old buck sweep. Just give it a toss sweep. Get us 5 yards all day.
Under center again, another handoff right at the middle. Ish Harris trying to find some space.
Come on, Ish, keep running.
Keep driving his feet. And finally, a few Bearcats are going to jump on him and bring him down, but not until he gets about 2 yards. Game's going with a pretty good pace tonight. 5 minutes left in the Maverick Fastener second quarter. Pilot Point driving at the line of the Point Bank red zone, marked just outside of the Whitesboro 20-yard line. 2nd and 8. Line to gain is the 12.
And I can report all is right in the world, Ryan. Terry and Logan are back on the chat.
Oh, there we go. Get some lively the bunch up. Snap, and got to sit in there, got to focus all the way through. Got some running backs leaning forward, going to cost us 5 yards and an advanced vet care penalty. So back us up from 2nd and 8 to 2nd and 13 here. Line to gain is going to be the 12. Bearcats needing points on this drive. Man, I think I'd be telling the offense, listen, we're going to have a play call, and if we see some one-on-one coverage with Aiden Cox, we're going to audible. We're going to throw it deep.
Absolutely.
Because, Whitesboro has ran a safety over there a few times, but here, getting close to the end zone, they're not, and it's just one-on-one. So Wyatt Smith's going to take the snap, but we're going to get another timeout here.
Okay.
Another uppercut again at timeout by Pilot Point. Get a commercial and come back on the other side.
Established in 2004, Ernesto's Fine Mexican Food has continued preserving its original home-style cooking and hospitable touch. Ernesto's family has roots in Mexico as well as Texas ties. Relying on those roots, Ernesto created his unique menu. Offering a variety of Tex-Mex favorites as well as Mexican specialties, Ernesto's won't let you down. So join them for home cooking, or as they say, Comida Cesar, in family located at 10279 455 East, Suite 100, or at the corner of 455 and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. They look forward to seeing you, and go Bearcats.
We're going to come out of the break with a Pilot Point feed, out-of-town scoreboard check.
Yes, sir, Ryan. Peaster's established a big lead on Boyd, now 35-14 with 6 minutes left.
Exploded.
On the second quarter, yes, they have. And then Paradise is up 21-6 over Bowie. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Big 6A matchup. Allen Eagles, number 11 in state, are up 24-14 over Denton Gyres, number 4 in state.
Handoff to Ish Harris on the left side. Nowhere to go. No gain on the play.
Nothing going right there.
Nope. So now that it's 3rd and long, I would imagine that this is where Whitesboro probably going to send safety help over the top, because that seems to be when we like to just try to go deep to Aiden there. So their initial alignment shows that they're going to have help out there with Aiden, which really makes a 3rd and 14 a little tougher when they're not even shading the safety. They just got 2 guys on them. Look, doing what we did last week. Snap, Wyatt Smith back to pass.
Still going to go
to him anyways. In the end
And
zone,
he got
guys all over him.
Yes, sir.
So you can double cover him, but you still can't cover him cleanly. We're going to
cheat code.
Yeah, advanced care penalty on Whitesboro. Going to get the Bearcats. Yeah, get the Bearcats an automatic first down. I don't know in high school if it's 10 or 15 yards, but I do know it's always an automatic first down. So Pilot Point, like I said, you can double him, triple him, whatever, but unless you're tackling him when he tries to catch it, you ain't gonna stop him.
No way. It's too good.
Chains are moving. The ball's going to be deep in the Point Bank red zone, so it's put on the 10. So it is the worst goal to go. So it's going to be a full 1st and goal from the 10. Now it looks like they have 3 guys over there. One of them is being marched away. But they're going to keep 2 guys out there here in the red zone. That's how you know you have a connection and some trust. Wyatt Smith doesn't care. I see two guys out there. You still beat the first one.
No, I still trust our guy to go get it.
Well, I mean, I didn't think about that until just now. Aiden roasted the first one off the line, so what was initially double coverage turns into single coverage because the first guy didn't stay with him. Snap, handoff, Anderson. Juking left, juking right, gets down to the 6. And we're going to have second and goal from the 6. Taking the clock down, 3:10 left in the Maverick Fastener second quarter. Whitesboro 7, Pilot Point 3, Pilot Point threatening. Fit body scoreboard check. And I like the tempo here. We're moving a bit slower, making sure we're not going to leave a ton of time left on the clock. But ultimately, we got to get in the end zone here. Gage Anderson next to Wyatt Smith. Snap, handoff. Anderson's going to get up to about the 5.
Tough running, but it's Whitesboro front 7's been pretty stout tonight.
Yep. Two different running styles with Gage and Ish. Ish is more patient. He's trying to let the hole develop, open up, and then explode through it. Gage gets that ball, and he's going to try to just hopefully I'm running where I'm supposed to go. Hopefully the hole opens up. Third and goal from just outside the 5-yard line. We're going to go 2 receivers right. Aiden is going to be one-on-one out here all alone. Under center. Handoff, Anderson. Sidesteps 1. Gets down inside to about the 5-yard line. So we're going to set up. Last 3 plays really only gotten, same play, 5 yards total. So it's going to make a tough 4th down situation.
Yeah, nice tackle there by number 7, Sterling Garten. Their linebacker, or else Gage would have scooted it right into the end zone.
Pilot Point's taking their time with the decision. I wonder if they're going to bring it all the way down and use their 3rd and final timeout. I think that's what they're going to do because we're no movement from anybody. Yep, they're going to bring it all the way down and get an uppercut granite timeout and then make their 4th down decision after that. We have went for it on 4th down once on this possession. We ran it a pitch left, got the 1st down. It was the same down and distance as this, 4th and about 5. This is obviously, it's not automatic because you got to kick it through. Chip shot range for Elias Alejos. Not much wind to think of. He kicked the first one good through the other uprights. This will be the first time kicking this in if they decide to kick it. We'll see what they decide with this, with this timeout. I'm interested.
Yeah, and Ish has been on the sideline the last couple of plays with Gage giving him a spell, but I wonder if he'll go in for this 4th down.
I'm thinking, I don't know. Whitesboro's not overly aggressive. I'm thinking what play call I might dial up, and we've ran that swing pass a handful of times, been fairly effective on it. Fake that swing pass and maybe sneak one of those blockers upfield, be open in the end zone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be angry with a kick either. Whitesboro's only had 1 drive so far in this game worth anything, and Elias Alejos is on the field.
Yeah,
so
we're kicking it.
Unless there's any trickery involved here, we're going to try to put 3 points on the board, which Whitesboro, like I said, they've only managed 1 drive in this half. Whitesboro is going to call their second uppercut granite timeout of the half. Now, I still don't want to go to commercial because I want to talk about the opportunity here, and I don't know if this factors in your decision-making. Whitesboro, minute 24 left. They're going to have 1 timeout left. They have the ball to end this half, and they'll have the ball to start next half. So I don't know if that goes into your decision-making, get some points here, or if you feel like, okay, well, hey, they have a chance to double dip here. I really feel like I need 6. What do you think about that?
I just think it's they're on the 5. It's kind of a questionable area, so they're going to go. We're going to go ahead and kick and take the points in it's a 7-3 ball game. I feel like we can make up 1 point fairly easily. Yeah,
to play devil's advocate there, Whitesboro's only managed 1 drive. We've had a position where we've had the ball so deep in our end zone like this that we put together a good drive, but ultimately still had to punt because we had so far to go to the end zone. So that's maybe the flip side of saying, hey, if we don't get it, you're going to be pinned back. But Pilot Point's going to elect for points. So this is going to be 22 yards for Elias Alejos. Snap. Flag comes out. The kick is up, and it's good. So they're going to get half the distance, and maybe 4th and 2 feels different than 4th and 5, but you'd be taking points off the board. So that advanced care penalty on Whitesboro. Coach Davis going to have a decision to make. I see Ish Harris putting the helmet on. I see the offense coming back on, so they feel better. You know, that might have been the call because with our special teams, they always motion 2 or 3 times, and all the time we get somebody jump, but we're not in position to snap the ball. I wonder if the coaches on the sideline said, hey, we're only going to do 1 motion. If they jump, we're snapping it. Because they snapped it a little earlier than they normally do, and they got them off sides.
Yeah, it looked like Wyatt called for it earlier. And now the Bearcats going to change the call.
So half the distance to the goal, they're only really going to mark it up 2 yards. Oh, no, the ball's spotted at the 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
So again, I'm okay with the sweep.
Right up the middle, flag comes out. Look at the false start. Oh, no.
Whoa.
So this is the dirty trick of the half the distance to the goal. So it was 4th and goal in the 5. You get the other team on a 5-yard penalty, but because you're so close to the end zone, they only move it up 2 yards.
Yeah.
But then you get the exact same penalty, and they move it back a full 5. So earlier it was a 22-yard field goal, and we made it. Now it's going to be a 24-yard field goal just because of that dirty trick of how the yardage is marked off. But Lejos has been kicking them solid so far, so let's see what we get out of this.
They're going to use their last time out.
Yep, last time out by Whitesboro. Let's get a commercial break for this one and come back and finish the half.
Fit Body Gym in Aubrey, Texas, owned by Mike and Becky Phillips, is your one-stop shop for all your fitness needs. At Fit Body Gym, we specialize in one-on-one training, small group training, and sport-specific training for people of all ages. We work hard to get you the results you need, whether that be weight loss, toning, building muscle, or just wanting to live a healthier lifestyle. Stop by Fit Body Gym today, located at 106 North Highway 377, or call 972-768-9994.
Yep. So, we're going to be coming back out for this 4th down and going to kick it. So you took the points off the board, and the end result of that penalty play was an Ish Harris touchdown. But it didn't count, so now, hopefully that decision to take those points off the board doesn't bite us. Snap is high. He gets it down. The kick is up. And it's no good. Oh, taking the points off the board is a heartbreaker in this one. And, I think it proved to be the right decision because you scored a touchdown. Unfortunately, you had a penalty, which took it off the board. So, I'm sure we're going to hear about it on the CNS postgame show, but I feel like it was the right decision.
Yeah.
Because you got into the end zone, and you just got a bad break on that penalty.
Such a weird exchange of plays there. And we got hit with the chat jinx because they all called it. Never take points off the board.
I'm glad we're blaming them.
It's Russell Jones' fault.
Yeah. 2 receivers right, 2 left for Whitesboro. We'll see what they can mount. No timeouts. 1:14. Matt Harper back to pass. Screen play. Caught. Tackled immediately. And he did us a favor by catching the ball. Curly Brockman.
Oh, that was Curly.
I think the receiver jumped and Curly Brockman just happened to be there. Yeah, calf roped him, pulled him down. He did us a favor by catching it because now the clock's running under a minute. The Maverick Fastener second quarter. I don't know how Whitesboro feels with this Bearcat pass rush, how that first play went. They're not moving with much urgency, no timeouts, so deep in their end. But they do have some big play for threats with some height. They're going to take a knee. So the end of the Maverick Fastener second quarter in the first half here from Bearcat Stadium in Whitesboro. Whitesboro Bearcats 7, Pilot Point Bearcats 3. We have some audio to play at halftime, and we'll be back with the Riney Stat Sheet Construction in the second half when it's set to begin.
Do you need a maintenance check or emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit? Fowler Air is available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Fowler Air will work with you to find an HVAC solution that fits your needs by providing you with a full consultation, explaining all your available options so that you can choose the system that's right for your home or business. Give Fowler Air a call today at 817-487-2286 and schedule your service. That's Fowler Air, 817-487-2286.
about what's coming up this week. Now, last week I picked Brock by 27 over Whitesboro. I thought that would be a game that Brock would struggle a little bit and put things together at the end, and we'll talk about how they did. They won by 21, so I was pretty close on that one. Peaster versus Bowie. I thought Peaster would win that game by 17. They ended up winning that game by 15. I was wrong on a game, ladies and gentlemen. I did take Ponder over Boyd last week, and Boyd on their homecoming took care of business. They won by 7, and then I thought Pilot Point would beat Paradise by 13, and they won by 14. So all in all, things pretty much aligned as I thought they would. And let's kind of break down how some of those games ended up. Whitesboro and Brock, for me, I go back and forth on Brock because I have been critical on Brock on Twitter at Professor Diggs, if you'd like to check those criticisms out, where I thought that Brock would be a little bit down this year. They have a new coach, they have a new philosophy, and when things go as well as they've gone for Brock, having a coaching change can sometimes put things in a little bit of a disarray. If you'd like to look at some of the big schools, like at Cedar Hill, for instance, once they lost their coach, things are not bad at Cedar Hill, but they're not state championship every year good. And I think that's the standard that Brock has set, is to be competing for a state championship every year. And that Whitesboro Brock game was 21-21 and a half, and Whitesboro actually was winning 21-14 in the second quarter, really on the heels of turnovers. 2 turnovers led to those 14 points for Whitesboro. But Brock, I think, got a little annoyed that they were losing 21-14, and they outscored Whitesboro 28-0 for the rest of that game and pretty much dominated after that 21-14 deficit that they had. And really, the thing I really like about Brock is it's a well-rounded team. As we're going to talk about, some of the big stars finally got going. We'll talk about for Pilot Point that I think this was Ish Harris's best game, and a name that I hadn't seen much for Brock in the box scores, but really stepped up this week is Nathan Jones, that tight end. 4 catches for 95 yards are starting to get him more on the offensive side of things. Tyler Moody had a big week for Brock, the quarterback, 18 for 29, 285 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Cutter Wilson is really making a name for himself as a workhorse as well. 32 carries, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns. And I think that's the thing about Brock, is that they're so multiple and they have so many ways that they can beat you. They have Nathan Jones, who, if you got the fourth quarter or a 2-point play and you need that kind of conversion, you know who they're going to, and they've got that kind of player. Cutter Wilson really being able to take a lot of carries and eat up a lot of clock. And then Zach Brewster, the defensive star for Brock, with 6 tackles and really, again, a standout. Whitesboro, Mac Harper went 14 for 27, 209 yards. And I think for Whitesboro, what I look at is that they don't really run very well. Asher Contreras, 9 carries for 43 yards. And one might note, well, maybe that's Brock's defense. And we'll kind of be watching that. But if they can't consume yards, I don't think they're going to do very well against Pilot Point, which is this week, and we'll talk about that coming up. And it really kind of makes me wonder about their long-term playoff ramifications. Because really, even though Brock is expected to be the first-place team in this district, the winner of Pilot Point and Whitesboro, in my opinion anyway, could end up having the longest playoff run of this district. And all you got to do is be there. If you're not, you can't make it to the 5th round if you're not in the 4th round. And I think there are very favorable outcomes for either Whitesboro or Pilot Point to make it to the 4th round.
Rangers. You will now take the field to collect Top-Town Entertainment.
Hello, friends. It is the professor. To make it to the fourth round, and then you got to play either a Jim Ned or a Brock again, and those are obviously tall orders, but can't win that game if you don't get there. So I think Whitesboro is going to have to get better at the running game, if they can get better at the running game, to do that. But again, the fact that they were so competitive with Brock for so long and got a couple of turnovers makes this game against Pilot Point interesting this week. Bowie Peaster was a game that Bowie dominated for the first half. They were up 22-7 early in the second quarter, 20-14 at halftime. But Peaster, very much like Brock, they posted a shutout in the second half. Parker County second half squads. Gunnar McElroy had 19 for 30, 252 yards, 3 touchdowns. Peaster's quarterback. Tramar Gilbert, kind of the do-everything, kind of the Ish Harris, if you will, of Peaster. 7 for 65 on the running game for a touchdown, 7 receptions, 52 yards. If you have him on your District 4-3A Report fantasy football team and you're in a PPR, you're probably pretty happy with Tramar Gilbert's effort. And then if you threw him on the defensive side of the ball, hopefully you got some points for that because he got 2 sacks on the defense. And a name very much like a name I'm seeing recurring as one of the standout, perhaps all-district receivers, Aiden Cox for Pilot Point. Another name I keep seeing is Rhett Steen for Peaster, really standing out. 6 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown. Did get some information for Bowie this week. Colby Miller, the quarterback, 11 for 27, 179 yards, a touchdown and an interception. And when I really look at this game, and I look at the fact that Bowie was in this game for a good chunk of the game, and for the first half they were pretty much dominating at times. But then I see the fact that they had 14 penalties, 116 yards of penalty yardage, and 2 turnovers. At least in this game, Bowie seems to be a team that just can't get out of its way. But at the same time, if they can correct some of those things, if they can shore up some of those turnover issues, and if they can deal with some of those penalties, this is a team that could steal a win from a 3rd, 4th, or 5th place team if they play their best game. And another team I feel like could steal a win, and they did. If you remember, I believe that Peaster and Paradise is going to be for the 4th spot. Well, 6, 7, 8 with Ponder, Boyd, and Bowie, I think, is very wide open. And Boyd kind of stepped up as a team that elevated itself to maybe that 6th spot this week. They beat Ponder with a huge second quarter, a second half comeback, and Ponder was up 21-6 at halftime. I think that's an important thing to note. But Rendon Lamance, he had an all Wise County sort of day, 36 carries, 260 yards, and 3 touchdowns. As the quarterback, he also threw 9 for 19, not the best completion rating, but 108 yards and a touchdown. So 368 total yards for Boyd, and Boyd wins. And that really gets them have as the best chance to steal one of those wins from a Whitesboro, Pilot Point, Peaster, or Paradise. So keep an eye on Boyd, because if Rendon Lamance if you can't stop him, Boyd can win games. And it was their homecoming, and a lot of things went right for Boyd, but they took care of business. We got Pilot Point and Paradise, a game that was a little bit not as close as the final score, 35-21, indicated. It was 28-7 early in the fourth quarter. It was 21-7 going into the fourth quarter, and both teams had an offensive explosion in the fourth quarter, each team scoring 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to give you that final 35-21 final. And what I really like about Pilot Point this week is that offensively, they're starting to put it together multiply. They look a lot more like Brock as far as they can run the ball and they can throw the ball. And whereas you've got Cutter Wilson for Brock, who is just carrying a lion's share of the carries, got Pilot Point, who had 3 players who had 10 or more carries this week, all doing good things. You have Wyatt Smith, the quarterback, 11 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown. You got that freshman, Gage Anderson. They just can't seem to take him off the field. They like feeding him, and Pilot Point Bearcat fans are excited because they get him for 3 more years after this year. The next Ish Harris, if you will. 17 carries for 108 yards. And again, that he's doing this kind of a workload as a freshman in 3A, I think is pretty impressive. Then you got Ish Harris. This is the first time since I've been doing the 4-3A report where he had significant workload put back on him. He had 21 carries for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I mentioned him already in the breath of Rhett Steen. Aydon Cox, 5 receptions, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. All he does is score touchdowns and make big plays. For Paradise, Paradise really goes as the quarterback goes. Carter Statenton, we talked about him last week. Pilot Point's defense held him to a very low completion rating, 8 for 22 for 155 yards, rushed the ball 14 times for 146 yards. Paradise, if they're going to beat Peaster for that 4th playoff spot, he is going to have to be more accurate, and they're going to have to continue that run game. And I think we're going to have a fun shootout when it's Peaster Paradise week. So that's kind of what happened last week. Everything pretty much happened as expected, other than the Boyd Ponder game, and now that changes the bottom half of the district, whereas I had Ponder in the 6th seed. Obviously, they can't be in the 6th seed since Boyd won, and that was Boyd's first win. I've got Boyd in that 6th spot right now, Ponder 7, and Bowie 8. But, the way that Bowie played for half anyways, I think that you could see that game go either way as of right now. Of course, Bowie had a couple of non-district wins already. So this week, really the big game, the only game of consequential matter, is for second place. You got Pilot Point versus Whitesboro. And right now you're seeing Pilot Point really peaking at the right time. Pilot Point is a team that we've scratched our head on. They started out 1-2 going into district, and a lot of parity in this district. But I think that they've kind of separated themselves from Whitesboro right now. They can throw the ball, they can run the ball. It's kind of like what we're seeing with the Dallas Cowboys. Pick your poison. I like Pilot Point this week. Brock versus Ponder, not a great bounce back week for Ponder after losing this past week to Boyd. I think Brock is obviously going to have their way with Ponder. We got Peaster versus Boyd, and this is one of those trap games because you've got Peaster who's flying high, 5-1 this year. I mean, they went undefeated in non-district, playing very well so far in district. This is the kind of win that Peaster has to have as they get to the big dogs in the district, and pretty much absolutely essential. Boyd's got to have this if they're going to have any sort of playoff hope. I like Peaster, but this is one of the games I'm going to be watching. And then Paradise versus Bowie. Again, for me, a little bit of a trap game as well, because I think Bowie is a little bit better than their 0-3 record indicates. I think it'll be a pretty close game, but I think Paradise will get the nod this week. You can tune into The Old Coach, which you can't really tune into, but you can direct your web browser to theoldcoach.com. Thursday morning at 10 a.m., I release all the picks and point spreads throughout all of the games in North Texas, East Texas, and kind of North Central West Texas. So pretty much anywhere from Abilene to the Louisiana border and kind of down to Waco and up to the Red River. Those teams across 6A and 2A, I'll pick every game and every point spread across all 5 11-man classes, 11-man football classes. So let's look a little more to the future and kind of see how things are moving along in Division 1, Region 1. And I think for the first time I'm starting to see a little bit of separation between Pilot Point and the other middle tier teams. And the other middle tier teams in Region One, I've got Shallow Water, I've got Bushland, I've got Wall, and I've got Early. I think all 4 of those schools, with Pilot Point and Whitesboro to that end, all 6 of those schools are within about a touchdown of each other. And one of those schools is probably going to be playing the winner of Jim Ned versus Brock for that regional championship in this Region 1. So very important. For the first time, I'm starting to see Pilot Point indicating that they are maybe a little bit above all those other teams. And this is obviously going to be a big week because Whitesboro could answer that challenge, and it could be the team that could have a chance to fight for that right to make it to the state semifinals and on the other half of the bracket. Shallow Water is a team that's not really going to be tested in their district. They pretty much have a full run. Denver City will give them a little bit of grief. But I think Denver City is more on the level of the fourth place team in this district, be it Paradise or Peaster. In my heart, I'm picking Peaster right now, but I think Paradise is talented enough. Carter Stainton has the talent to get Paradise to that next level. Jim Ned with a big victory over Early this past week, and they get to play Wall this week, and pretty much their toughest 2 games was week 1 and week 2 of their district slate. And they dominated last week, and I expect them to dominate this week. In fact, in the kind of the whimsical game that I have where Jim Ned and Brock, I do a comparison every week on The Dump. The Dump is my Friday night Twitter show, which is more of a Saturday morning show. I had Jim Ned winning that one, so Jim Ned is now beating Brock 4-3 through 7 weeks of the season. I think Jim Ned has had more of the better performances of 4-3 when it comes to comparing those 2 teams. And right now, Jim Ned would have a slight advantage against Brock in that hypothetical 3rd round game. So, big week for Pilot Point and Whitesboro. Big week, we got Jim Ned and Wall. That'll give us a little bit more information as well. And Bushland's only real battle for their district, they'll play Amarillo River Road this week as well. But it's good news for Pilot Point that I'm finally starting to see that improvement and that separation. But Whitesboro has every opportunity this week to answer that and raise them and be that team. But I will be taking Pilot Point this week. So that is the District 4-3A report. I appreciate you listening. We'll do this again next week. As always, you can @ me at Professor Diggs if you have any comments or criticisms. If I completely butchered a name or just completely disrespected a player or a team at the mouth, I don't think I'll ever disrespect a player at the mouth, but sometimes I'll disrespect a team at the mouth because sometimes you just whimsically say Team X is better than Team Y. That just happens to be true sometimes, but definitely not going to be disrespecting any of our great talent in the District 4-3A lineup, in the District 4-3A family. I am Professor Matt Diggs, and we will see you next week.
And ventilation needs. Fowler Air will work with you to find an HVAC solution that fits your needs by providing you with a full consultation, explaining all your available options so that you can choose the system that's right for your home or business. Give Fowler Air a call today at 817-487-2286 and schedule your service. That's Fowler Air, 817-487-2286. Since 1983, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency has been covering the insurance needs of Pilot Point. Regardless of what that need may be, they have you covered, offering homeowners, auto, life, farm and ranch, and commercial. Give them a call at 940-686-2692. That's Germania Insurance, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency, located just north of the town square at 211 Scott Lane in Pilot Point, Texas. Scott Walker Insurance Agency, always there to help.
And we're back here at Bearcat Stadium in Whitesboro, Texas. Whitesboro Bearcats 7, Pilot Point Bearcats 3. Whitesboro is going to get the ball to start this second half. But before we get to game action, we're going to get a Riney Construction stat sheet check. Team stats: passing 118 yards for the Bearcat Pilot Point, 58 yards rushing for 176 yards of total offense. What's surprising, Whitesboro only 42 yards passing and only 35 yards rushing for a total offensive output of 77 yards. They had one good drive in the second half. Pilot Point had a few good drives, but the difference is they punctuated their good drive with 7. We had a missed field goal and a made field goal and some penalties on some others that stalled out drives, and that's the difference in the ballgame so far.
Yeah, and that fake punt really helped Whitesboro continue that drive that you talked about, and that's really been the difference.
Yep. So individual stats: Wyatt Smith 8 of 15 passing, 118 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Ish 8 carries for 50 yards. Wyatt 5 carries, 3 yards. Gage 4 for 6. They've been chasing him around the backfield. Receiving, Aydon Cox 4 catches, 83 yards. Ish 2 for 31. A couple swing passes that he caught and turned into good yardage. Puga 1 for 6. Gage caught a screen pass where he lost 2 yards. Whitesboro Mac Harper 3 for 7 through the air, only 17 yards. 25 yards passing came on that fake punt. So it's like the starting quarterback only has 17 yards passing. Southern Junkies kick to open off the half is going to be fielded at the 10, and Whitesboro setting up a return right up the middle. Pilot Point can't make the first tackle, but Ish makes a big hit and finally brings him down at about Whitesboro's own 36. Rushing, Contreras 2 carries, 13 yards. Smith 4 catches, 35 yards. Harper has negative 13 yards rushing because of some sacks. 25 yards receiving for number 5, Smith. 6 Sanders, 2 catches, 9 yards. 1 catch, 8 yards for Hermes. I mean, not much offense for Whitesboro, but their one good drive resulted in 7.
Yeah, you're right, Ryan. But I think, the most meaningful drive is this one right here, because we need to make sure we're not behind the points too much and don't give them a lot of momentum coming out of half.
Yeah, but they come out, 2 receivers left, 2 right, or 1 right, 2 running backs. Contreras gets the carry on the right side. Gage Anderson drags him down after about 8 yards. Going to set up a 2nd and 2 from Whitesboro's own 44-yard line to gains the 46. Positive play there for Whitesboro in their first play of the half.
Yeah, and you can see they're coming out of the half with a lot of energy. They look like they're already in rhythm on the first play.
That's been, on their touchdown drive, they had the fake punt that bailed them out, but the only plays that were gaining yards were those kind of trying to hit the edge with speed there from the running backs, not really getting outside, just running right off that tackle, gaining some yards. And they're going to go right back at it. Contreras this time nowhere to go.
Yeah,
that looks like big Ryan Riney tackling him.
Yes,
big tackle for loss. 2nd and 2 is going to turn into 3rd and 4. I can't tell the numbers. They're going to give, it looks more like, 70. Looks a lot like 78. I believe that is Ryan Riney. But if not, that's definitely 70. Ryan Riney making that big tackle for loss.
He's had a couple of really nice plays in this game.
Yeah, playing, paired with him in the defensive tackle position. Number 55, Eddie Catan.
He looks a lot bigger when he wears that 70 versus the 44.
Yep. Well, here we go. 3rd and medium, 3rd and 4 here. Harper drop back to pass. Not a whole lot of time. Throws out to number 2. Incomplete. Crew Chandler in coverage. Sean Sherry's trying to make that pass. And Pilot Point looks like they have forced a punting situation here.
Watch the fake
now
again.
Got to watch the fake. So Whitesboro does a little weird setup here. They set up in a position that's very easy to run an offensive play out of, and then they shift into a punt. So we'll see what they're going to do.
Certainly look.
They are
like
shifting.
Yeah.
They're shifting to the punt here. Aiden Cox back deep at about his own 15-yard line, setting up for a return. And the punt is off, and it's a decent punt down the center of the field. Bounces, takes a Pilot Point bounce, but then rolls. And Pilot Point's going to get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. There's something down on the 15-yard line. It looks interesting. It looks like it's not supposed to be there.
Prop or something left from
maybe the band left and nobody sees it. I don't know. Pilot Point's going to get the ball, though, 1st and 10. So the defense did the job. They allowed no first downs.
Exactly.
So a 3 and out there, which is what you want to see. Now let's go out and assert some of that dominance on the offensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. Defense did what they were supposed to do.
Temperature's definitely taking a dip here in the second half. It's quite a bit cooler. That first fall evening is really rolling in nicely. First carry of the half is going to go to Gage Anderson. Sidesteps one, spins out of another. Just not a whole lot of running room. This Whitesboro defensive line is winning the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, big 62 Isaiah Chappell was in our backfield. Slowed down Gage, got the spin move, and then the rest of the Whitesboro Bearcats collapsed on him.
Yep. Ish Harris is playing in the slot. Aiden Cox, receiver on that side with him. One receiver here on the wide side of the field for Pilot Point. Snap. It is going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle. That's been the effective run for Wyatt Smith this season since he started running the football, but only 2 yards there. Going to set up a 3rd and 6. Line to gain is going to be the Pilot Point 41-yard line for the first down. So the difference, so when Pilot Point passes the ball, Wyatt Smith seems to have some time, but they're not really getting any movement in the run game, and it's kind of flip side for Whitesboro. They're getting a little bit of movement in the run game. They're not protecting Mac Harper all that well. So on this 3rd down, we're going to drop back to pass, and Smith with some time. Throwing it deep. Aiden Cox goes up, and he's interfered with.
They're not going to call it? Wow. How did they miss that?
I don't know. So there's no way for a lot of these kids at this classification to cover him. He is so athletic. He's so long. He runs so well. He gets past the defenders. Ball's thrown up. Comes back to it. It's clearly.
You can't hit him 2 seconds before the ball gets there.
Yeah, I mean, clearly hit. Not incidental.
Wow.
Not, it was a clear pass interference. And there's no call there, and it's going to set up a punting situation for Pilot Point. That's tough.
Yeah, that was a missed call right there.
Yep, so a punt, wobbly down the right side, bounces, takes a Pilot Point bounce, goes to about the 20-yard line, and 3 Pilot Point Bearcat defenders are there, and they're going to pick it up at the 20. We're going to get a commercial break and come back on the other side for Whitesboro's second drive of the half.
Hello, Pilot Point, Texas. This is Pastor Dwayne Edwards at Grace Point Nazarene Church right here in Pilot Point. I want to invite all of you to come out and join us this Sunday, 10 a.m., right at 611 East Liberty. You can also join us on Facebook Live. Just go to Grace Point Nazarene Church. We start right at 10 a.m. We have ministries for the entire family, and if you want to find out more about us, just simply go to gracepointmass.net. God bless you, and go.
Harper, play action, has to get rid of it quick. Pilot Point Bearcat defenders there quick with the pressure. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 for Whitesboro here. Our statistician Chris Nortman getting in on the stats on the chat. Bailing us out there. Finally found something he's good at.
It's about time.
Yep. Tell you from personal experience, it's not talking in meetings. He's not good at that.
He looks like a PowerPoint guy. He's not big into PowerPoint.
If you've seen his teeth lately, you don't want him to open his mouth, so he's better behind a computer. Got a face for radio. Snap, handoff, nowhere to go. Ball's on the ground. Whitesboro's going to get back on it, but right there, so talking about winning the line of scrimmage, Pilot Point defensive line got in the backfield, caused havoc, caused that fumble, which results in a 2-yard loss. Man, that's a big play, setting up a 3rd and long here. Mac Harper has not had a lot of time to throw the ball, so.
Yep. Ryan Ronnie again in their backfield is causing all kinds of havoc.
Coach Phillips watching that fit body gym work is paying off this year for Ryan Riney.
It's like a stimulus payment.
Here we go. So we're going to set up 3rd and 12 here for Whitesboro. Balls at their own 18-yard line. Line to gain is their own 30. Snap, drop back to pass. Steps up, tries to throw it deep down the Pilot Point sideline. Receiver tries to go up and make a play for it. Cannot. Incomplete. Setting up a 4th and 12 and an obvious punting situation here for Whitesboro. And even with a punt here, I imagine Pilot Point's going to get pretty good field position out of this.
Another good stand by our Bearcat defense.
I mean, we said it coming out of the half. The difference in this game is one good drive for Whitesboro resulted in a touchdown. 2 good drives for Pilot Point have resulted in a good field goal and a no-good field goal. So the snap, the punt is up. Pressured the punt but couldn't block it. Ball bounces, takes a Whitesboro bounce, going to get just across the 50, down to Pilot Point's 45 before it rolls dead. So we've talked about midfielders where drives go to die. Well, this is Pilot Point's going to get the ball coming out of Oh no, they're hustling up. Let's not go to commercial. I don't want to come out late.
That's where this drive's going to start.
Yeah, this drive's going to start at midfield. So, you know, we've had some drives in this game that are 35, 40-yard drives that end in that midfield range and have to punt. If we can get 45 yards out of this, we're going to be at, you know, goal-to-go situation. Yeah. Maybe we can have a different result here.
We need to put one together every time, every drive we go without points. Just builds Whitesboro's confidence.
Yep, we're going to roll out 2 receivers right with the fullback that side. And it looks like Ish Harris is going to get a carry. He gets it with some tempo, gets out across midfield. It's going to be about 5.5 yards on that first down carry. We talked about at halftime, patient running. He's trying to wait for the hold to develop. And sometimes when the hold doesn't develop, he gets caught a little flat-footed. That time he caught the ball moving towards the line, looking to make his own space.
Yeah, he came out with better energy on that carry. Like you said, there wasn't much patience. He was going full bore.
Snap. It's going to be another handoff to Ish Harris between the tackles. Sidesteps one, gets the first down plus a yard or 2. That's good enough for an Irish real estate first down out to about the 44-yard line of Whitesboro.
I'll take the nickel and dime every time.
All right, here we go. First down. Now we're in Whitesboro Bearcat territory. 1 first down so far. Under 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. Pilot Point still down 7-3. Weissman's going to take the snap, drop back to pass. Has Aydon Cox one-on-one, trying to adjust to the football. You know, okay, so we talked about during the commercial how they missed the pass interference on the previous possession. At the high school level, with what just happened there, I'm okay with not calling it. The defender had his hands on Aiden. He was definitely impeding him. In the NFL culture, well, that's a penalty. But I'm okay at the high school level letting something like that go. But that third down play on the last drive,
that was egregious.
That's a penalty in Pee Wee. Exactly. That's flag football penalty. That's any level of football you're playing. It's obvious you have to call it.
I'm with you.
And I can't believe the back judge or whatever that guy's position is. I can't believe he let it go in the last drive. But 2nd and 10 here. Snap, pitch out to Ish Harris. Going to try to get the edge. Picks up a block, makes one man miss. They're going to call a block in the back or something on that. You don't see many of the block in the backs on offense. So you see it a lot on special teams, not a lot on offense. I thought inside the box he kind of got a little bit of grace with that, but they're going to call an advanced net carry penalty on Pilot Point on that. Shout out to the Sunset Pools of North Texas live chat. Got some new faces in there this week. Some Mitchell Wester. Haven't seen him in the chat.
Need less Terry Slay here. He looks like he's dominating the last 10 or 12 chats there.
Yeah.
Love you, Terry.
Did they wait? I see him his head. Did they
waved it off?
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe that was like talking about maybe there's a grace in the box. You can kind of do that. You don't see it much on offense. Waved it off, so it's going to be 3rd and 7 here for Pilot Point. And it's going to be a rollout right to pass. Wyatt Smith looking down the field. Throws it deep. Has Drew Chandler dropped at the 10.
Ooh.
That's a potentially big play for the Bearcats. We have a flag in the backfield. We're going to see what it's going to be called. Personal foul, roughing the passer on Whitesboro, bailing us out. I would have much rather the catch because it would be 1st and goal at the 10, but we'll take that 15 yards and an automatic first down for Pilot Point, roughing the passer. They have hit Wyatt Smith late a few times in this game. I didn't think they'd been egregious or awfully late, but that one was. I didn't see it. I was looking downfield. Crew Chandler was wide open down there. I think the sideline got in his brain right there, trying to make sure he didn't go out of bounds before he caught it. So Pilot Point's going to have the ball 1st and 10 at the Whitesboro 25. Handoff to Ish Harris. He hits the hole with some speed.
Okay,
breaks a tackle. Cuts it out. Drug down inside the 10. Man,
nice.
Hermes there, I think. Or no, Sherry's drags him down. And he got lucky to drag him down because if he didn't, Ish is going to stroll in for 6.
We're going
Pilot
NASCAR.
Point going with some tempo here. Whitesboro's lucky to get the defensive lineman off the field. They go right back to
All
Ish.
day.
There's some
Get in
space
there,
there. Breaks. Can't break that tackle. Gets down to the 5. So we're going to have 2nd and goal from the 6. We talked about Ish Harris wasn't on the field in our last goal-to-go drive. So, but Pilot Point's bringing in some meat there. We got, looks like Ryan Riney, Gavin Wheeler coming in to play some offensive line here. Eddie Gatan is coming in as well. So I think I
Bring
mentioned
in
it
the
last
Hogs.
week. The meat group kind of, but this is the offensive meat group here. Try to get some movement up front. Second and goal from the 5. Puga playing fullback. Ish Harris playing tailback next to Wyatt Smith. And they're going to go to Ish. And
Ish slipped in the backfield.
You know, you bring in now all those offensive linemen to get some movement, and Whitesboro would have, Ish slipped because he had to make a cut as soon as he got his hands on the ball. There were Whitesboro Bearcat defenders there in the backfield.
Stingy defense here by the Borough. That defensive line has done a good job for them tonight.
One of our production guys, Steve Sparkman, not here tonight, just checks in on the chat. Our professional voiceover guy. 3rd and goal from about the 8-yard line. Snap, Wyatt Smith back to pass, and he's going to throw a slant route. Aiden Cox can't come down with it. Defender gets there just in time to get that one out. Slant route not converted here, so the Bearcats are going to send the kicking unit on the field once again. And so that's where taking the points off the board earlier hurts, because in a 7-6 game, this kick is for the lead. But instead it's 7-3, trying to get it within 1 point. The way your defense is playing and the way your drives are stalling out, you know, points are vital right now.
Points are a premium.
It's going to be a 25-yarder for Elias Alejos. Snap is good. Hold is down. The kick is up. The distance is plenty. And it's going to be wide right for Elias Alejos.
Good jump.
Another no-good field goal.
Another flag on the field, though.
We have an advanced care flag. We're going to see who it's on. Maybe Whitesboro has bailed us out. Personal foul
on Whitesboro.
Oh, wow,
Whitesboro
bails us out.
Okay.
Automatic first down for Pilot Point.
I think it's probably Coach Marsh's charm. He's finally won an officiating crew over.
Some of these teaching, yeah. Maybe it'd be a little nicer. We're going to get some of these calls, right? Here we go. Bearcats, Pilot Point bailed out there. We're going to have 4 chances inside the 5, hopefully. Ish Harris, the tailback, Alstrom playing fullback, and they're going to give it to him.
Let's go, Ish.
And he sidestepped left, sidestepped right, drags a man straight. Oh, my, come on!
Oh, are they not giving us a touchdown on that?
Definitely stretched out, and I feel like he got it in. I can't see his knee from here, but we're going to have second and goal to go from, the inch-yard line from the point bank red zone. Wyatt Smith looking to the sideline. I know what's coming. Quarterback sneak. Can we get in?
Oh, there's a penalty. Oh,
who moved?
Oh, my Lord.
Who moved?
This is so frustrating.
All right, this is the benefit of a little tape delay. No one moved. No one moved.
What is going on with the false start?
No one moved. Oh, jeez Louise. These referees are having a night. We just benefited from a good call, but other than that, it's not gone our way. Seems to be a trend. Maybe we need yes, you talk about the charm. Let's send Travis Marsh to charm school. Send them out, talk to some of these guys before the game. Second and goal from the 5.
Oh, boys, let's
pitch
punch
out.
it in.
Ish Harris hit immediately. I'm beginning to think there's something going on. There's signals being intercepted from our offensive coordinator to Whitesboro's defensive coordinator, because literally Ish Harris got lucky. He caught the pitch. There was already defenders there.
Who's banging on the trash can for these Astros over here?
Oh, yeah, don't get me started on the Astros.
Stealing our calls.
Under 4 minutes to go, and Holly need to get in the end zone at some point. This has
we need to punch one in here, boys. Come
shades
on now.
of a game I played back a long time ago in 2008 where you just couldn't get in the end zone. All at your own doing here. 3rd and goal from the 8. Wyatt Smith he's being pressured, sacked at the 15-yard line. So it's not even I don't even think it's a thought. I know you have 2 consecutive misses from Alejos. But at this, goal to go 15 yards from the end zone.
You got to kick it.
He's a good, solid kicker. I would have my trust in him here. So we're going to have another field goal attempt. This one's going to be a little bit longer. The distance has not been the problem. Last one was wide right. First one was wide left. The first one, snap was bad. There was pressure. The last one was just wide. This is going to be teed up right in the center. 32 yards for Elias Alejos. Snap is good. The hold. The kick is up. The distance is good. And that sails right through the upright. So the Nick's Italian field goal is good. 2:55 left in the third quarter. Whitesboro still clinging on to a 7-6 lead. Let's get a commercial.
Russell Peltz with Hometown Pharmacy has built a reputation of providing only excellent service and support to the Pilot Point community. You can depend on Hometown Pharmacy to deliver customer service along with Hometown Pharmacy and under will help you find the right solution tailored to your lifestyle. It's meant that way. Right. Pharmacy 961.
We're having a sound issue, I think, with our ad machine. Our ad machine might have finally given out on us there.
Stalling out
But
like
we're back.
like our drives to red zone.
Like our drives, yeah. Maybe we're running ads off of an iPhone 1, I think. So, but here we go. 2:55 left in the third quarter. Pilot Point has it teed up. Elias Alejos with the approach, kicks it, fielded at about the 16-yard line. Pilot Point trying to cover the kick, not getting off of blocks. Finally tackled down at about their own 38. You know, I've seen the Bearcat coverage team this year. They've done really good jobs of staying in their lanes, but they haven't really mastered the getting off the block part. You know, a lot of returns getting to the same between the 35 and the 45.
Yeah, it seems like we miss kind of that first wave, misses a tackle. It kind of overruns them every once in a while, and then we have to rely on the second wave to make the tackle, and they end up with pretty decent field position here.
Well, Whitesboro comes out, a couple three and outs on this drive so far. Motion left to right, empty backfield. Mac Harper going to drop back to pass. Pressured immediately, steps up, throws a bullet to a man open. He's going to catch it. That's your guy Hermes, I believe. Catch it.
Jake Hermes.
He's going to end up getting 9. So he just ran from a slot, a little maybe 4-yard curl route. Harper hit him quick, and he was able to get out for about 9 yards. He has to get it out quick because Aydon Cox and Puga coming off the edges are really burning those tackles, not getting a good first step from those tackles. Defensive ends are getting right around them. Lined up here, second and short for Whitesboro, almost to midfield. Harper dropped back to pass, steps up, throws it deep.
Come on, Ish.
Oh, Ish lays a big hit on the receiver, jars the ball loose from him, and saves what would be a good first down. If Ish gets his head turned around a little quicker, he probably intercepts it.
Yeah.
But luckily he was able to recover and separate receiver from ball. That was Sherry's who tried to catch it. Crew Chandler and Ish Harris there in coverage, and the ball landed right in the breadbasket, and Ish put his shoulder right there.
Put a lick on him at least. But
lodged the ball loose.
Like you said, I was hoping that Ish would locate the ball a little earlier. I thought he had a pick.
Oh, I mean, like I said, yeah, if he gets his head around just a split second sooner, the ball's his. Whitesboro taking their time, looking over to their sideline to get a call. We're at 2:03 left in the third quarter.
I think this one's going to little Asher Contreras here, number 30.
And Harper pulls it, and he's not really looking for much, but he does get just enough. He needed the 49. He gets just across the 50. So it's going to be a Whitesboro first down, fresh set of downs inside Pilot Point territory. 1st and 10 from the Pilot Point 49-yard line.
Made them work for it. Just don't like to see them get any momentum in this game.
Yep. So splitting heavy right formation for Whitesboro here, and they're going to run the ball that way.
There's Contreras.
And yep. Got to run your feet through the tackle there. Wyatt Smith runs up, stops, grabs him, but lets Contreras drag him for about 4 yards. So it's going to be 4 yards on first down. Like to see Wyatt run through that tackle there. So we're under 1:20 left. Whitesboro they're kind of playing the game at their pace here. Gavin Wheeler checking in between the tackles. Like to see some more of this control in between the tackles here. Pass rushes or the defensive ends are getting upfield. Tackles aren't getting a lot of penetration here. Contreras is going to get the edge here before he's pushed out of bounds. It looks to be by Crew Chandler. Alex Puga come upfield and almost had them wrapped up, but couldn't quite get them, and it's going to allow Contreras to get out to the 40. Going to set up a third in less than a yard.
Yeah, just like the last third down. You got to watch the little mesh play.
The nose of the ball is on the Bearcat Pilot Point Bearcat 40. If they can get the nose of the ball to the 39, they get the first down. pistol formation. Mac Harper with one running back behind him. Everybody's tight to the line of scrimmage snap, and there's going to dive. Oh, and there's not a whole lot of room there. Ish Harris comes up, makes a tackle, but can't. Yeah, he reached for it. Tall kid gets the carry. That was Sherry's. Sherry's has got a little height to him. Was able to lean across for the first down. Looked like the Pilot Point set the edge there well. He was just able to find just enough space.
Yeah, the initial push, I thought we had him, but he bounced outside, just was able to reach over and get the first.
Yeah, the way both offenses have scored this year, I would not be predicting a 7-6 game this deep into the game.
If you had the under, you're feeling good about this one.
Yep. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from Pilot Point's 38-yard line. Drop back to pass for Harper. Pressure. Ish Harris jumps up, makes him just throw it away. And they're calling out
of bounds.
So
might have caught it, but
you can help him up, but if you drive him to the ground well after he throws the ball, it doesn't help you any. Aiden Cox, Ish Harris team up for a roughing the passer there. Yeah, I don't know what the question is. It was, yeah,
it was a tough one.
It was pretty clear. Yeah, roughing the passer, though, Ish Harris and Aiden Cox there is going to bail the Whitesboro out. And so once again, we've had many good drives in this game. All have ended in field goal attempts. This is only Whitesboro's second productive drive of the game. Their first productive drive, they were able to end it with 6. So their kicker looked like he had a decent leg and all, but he is a toe puncher. Toe punchers are kind of inconsistent. So, I don't know how comfortable they'd be with a field goal opportunity, so let's hope we can try to force one. It's going to be a run right up the middle to Contreras, who really can't keep his feet, just goes diving on the ground through the middle, is only going to get about 1 yard on the carry. And that should probably do it for the fourth quarter. Yeah, Whitesboro's coaching staff is calling them over. So through 3 quarters here at Bearcat Stadium in Whitesboro, Texas, Whitesboro on the drive, up 7-6. We'll go to commercial break and come back for the fourth quarter.
At 940-686-0123. Independent Financial offers big bank benefits with a hometown feel. Their personalized financial solutions can help turn life's challenges into new opportunities. Independent's business banking is powered for growth, and they support innovation and new ideas. Independent Bank's digital convenience allows you to bank how, when, and where you want. Independent Financial is the premier regional bank with 90-plus locations across Texas and Colorado. Independent Financial. Visit them at ifinancial.com. Independent Financial is a trademark of Independent Bank, member FDIC.
And we are back here getting ready for the fourth quarter, brought to you by the Peacock family. We've got requests in the Sunset Pulls and North Texas live chat for a John Little rap session. Said if we can get a Pilot Point touchdown here soon, maybe we might get one.
See what I can do.
But it's going to take some work here because we got to get a stop here defensively first. Whitesboro starting the fourth quarter deep in Pilot Point territory. Complete shift of formation. They were bunched all to the line of scrimmage. Now they're trips right. Now jet sweep motion. And it's going to be a handoff between the tackles to Contreras. Ish Harris comes up from the safety spot. Slings Contreras down. Going to force a 3rd and 8 here for Whitesboro. Our one-tooth statistician enjoyed the Ish slinging that running back around. 3rd and 8 here. Line to gain is going to be the 14-yard line of Pilot Point. They're going to run trips left. They have one receiver down on the Whitesboro sideline, matched up with looks to be Crew Chandler here. Ish Harris playing safety over the top. Mac Harper's going to drop back to pass, feeling the pressure, just going to throw it deep. Has a man, runs right under it. That's that wheel route. Whitesboro gets us on it. Whitesboro Bearcat touchdown. Pilot Point had some pressure. Mac Harper able to just loft it up there in that wheel route. We just got in a chasing position and ultimately couldn't keep up. So Whitesboro now has extended their lead. It's a 7-point lead, 13-6. And we'll see how this kick goes to see if they can extend it to 8. So know.
How about an Aiden Cox block and return right here? Come on.
Snap. The toe punch is up, and it is down the middle. 11-10 left in the fourth quarter. Whitesboro 14, Pilot Point 6. We'll get a commercial and come back after this.
I'm Chance Kirby, the broker at Irick Real Estate. Don't let just anyone handle the single largest investment that your family may ever make. Trust that process to a local office that knows the area and will handle your transaction ethically and responsibly. You can find Irick Real Estate at pilotpoint.com or feel free to call me directly at 940-300-6900. Irick Real Estate, serving the area since 1952.
So we're going to come back before we do the Southern Junkies kick, and we're going to get a Pilot Point out of town feed, Pilot Point feed out of town scoreboard.
Sir, Ryan, one that I was looking for.
Well, we'd like to do that. I think we got a mic. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm back. So yeah, Ryan got Munster beat Windthorst 16-8. Munster was number 3 in state. Windthorst was number 2. So that was a big matchup as we were watching. And we in our district, we've got a couple of good games. Paradise is up on Bowie 28-20 with the start of the fourth quarter. And then Peacer's up 42-21. 3 minutes left in the third quarter over Boyd.
Southern Junkie, Whitesboro's about to surprise onside, and then they fake it. Pilot Point's going to spread out and get ready to kick. You know, John, what do you want to see from this offense? We've really just not been able to control the line of scrimmage of the run game.
Man.
Had some success throwing, but
yeah, we just haven't been real consistent. Our drives have been stalling. We got to get something going.
Low squib going to be tough, but Gage Anderson eventually gets his hands on it. Sidestep spins, going to get out to their own 31-yard line. So if the offense is going to have 69 yards just to get the opportunity to go for 2 to tie.
Yeah, we've got to convert here because we just seem to be giving Whitesboro more momentum as this game goes along.
So, you know, we were going deep a lot to Aiden Cox in the first quarter, piled up yards quick. Since then, we've went deep to him twice, and both times he was, you know, one was an egregious pass interference.
Yeah, we saw a picture from.
The second one was a picture that we saw that was a pretty clear pass interference.
Yep.
Neither one of which were called. So, you don't know what you're going to get, but, you know, I'd like to start trying to attack down the field again. Ish Harris carry. There's just no, you know, he's trying to tiptoe left, right. There's just nowhere to go for him.
No, it's kind of eerie. Kind of feels like last year all over again. We got to get something going here.
Yeah. This actually reminds me more of the Ponder game last year, to where the Whitesboro game, you know, we just it wasn't our night. We just kind of got
flat,
put. Yeah. That Ponder game just seemed like we just couldn't get anything going. But the thing about that Ponder game is we got just enough going late.
We had big
and here
play,
we go
Jay.
deep to Cade Carter.
Let's go, Cade.
Cade Carter goes up, and it actually hit the defender in the face. Couldn't bring it down. It's going to be 3rd and 8 here for the Bearcats, giving Cade Carter a chance there. Good coverage by Whitesboro.
Yeah, I like giving Cade a shot. Big, tall receiver. Put the ball up where he can get it.
So third and long here for Whitesboro. No real help for Aiden Cox over there.
I was watching that. Only one guy out there.
Oh no, there's not a receiver out there. So, nope. Wyatt Smith rolling that way, looking down the field. That's a deep comeback. Aiden Cox catches it, and that's going to be an Irick Real Estate first down.
Another completion.
Yeah, so that was a, you know, Aiden Cox does a lot of the go route well. Just I'm running deep, throw it up, I'll go get it. But what's underrated about his game is that deep comeback route. He runs it really sharp. Him and Wyatt Smith have the connection on that as well. Big first down there.
Yeah, with him being so successful on the deep ball, the corners have got to respect that, give him so much space.
All right, snap. Wyatt Smith's going to hand it to Ish Harris. Ish Harris trying to find some
Keep going,
space.
Ish. Come on.
Muscles his way. I mean, the 5 yards he got there was just in a congested mass of bodies, pushing guys, running his feet, and he was able to get 5 yards out of it. Bearcats looking to their sideline to get the call, getting the drive going here after that big first down. It's going to be 2nd and 5 here for Pilot Point on their own 48-yard line. Snaps a little low. Weissman's going to keep it at the back end, and he's going to get just enough, I believe, for a Pilot Point Irick Real Estate first down. Both referees have it
sir.
marked that way, moving the chains. Another Pilot Point first down here. 9:40 and counting in the fourth quarter, brought to you by the Peacock family. Whitesboro 14, Pilot Point 6, and that's your Fit Body scoreboard check.
Starting to roll a little bit, but we got to keep it going.
Got to finish the drive. And getting the goal-to-go situations has been our bugaboo so far. Wyatt Smith's going to catch a snap. It's going to be another handoff to Ish Harris. And just, once again, just 2 yards. Just a cloud of bodies, nowhere really to go. You know how you avoid all your red zone troubles, right?
Yeah, just score before
big play touchdowns.
Yeah,
Score
outside the red zone.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Score from outside the red zone, which we've been really good at this year. A lot of our touchdowns are on big plays, whether they're deep passes to Aiden Cox, whatever they are. Snap, and we're going to look that way. Wyatt Smith throwing it deep post, and there it is. Okay, I mean
that one is probably certainly less egregious than the first one.
So that one's more debatable, right? Yeah. Because the Whitesboro faithful are upset because they think it was uncatchable.
They thought it was uncatchable.
But the problem is,
let me tell you, anything's catchable with AC.
Anything catchable is catchable, but you don't know if it's catchable because you didn't give him the opportunity to adjust to try to go get the ball. So it's like he's 6'3", he's super long, he's a great athlete. If you allow him to actually adjust his positioning to try to dive and get the ball, he might catch it.
Absolutely.
But so when you don't allow him to, that is the definition of pass interference.
I think it was deserved, well deserved.
I mean, yeah.
So let's score from here so we don't have to get in the red zone. I'm with you, Ryan.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from Whitesboro's 29-yard line. This would be a perfect spot to score from, right? 29?
Absolutely.
Wyatt Smith's going to carry it and get us down to about the 23. So productive run, getting us ahead of the chains. A lot of 3rd and 8s tonight. And I think that's been tough on us because, 3rd and 8 is not really our game. We're good with the big play through the air. We're good for, 4 or 5 yards on the ground, 4 or 5 yards a pop. So 3rd and 8 kind of makes it tough on you. But here we go, ahead of the chains, 2nd and 4. Gage Anderson, the running back. Ish Harris playing slot.
And
oh, jeez Louise. That was legit. That's a pre-snap penalty. Not set. You got to get set on your initial alignment. We weren't, so Wyatt Smith can't tell where if their receiver's alignment is good. So he sees everybody set. He gives the center the okay to snap the ball. As soon as he looks back at the center, you have a receiver adjusting, and that's a pre-snap penalty.
Yeah.
So what I just talked about, those 3rd and 8s. Now here we are, 2nd and 9.
Got to overcome it now.
Yep. Snap, roll out right, pressure, and he's.
Oh, got another penalty.
I don't know what it could possibly be. There are 6 Pilot Point blockers, nobody being blocked. What could the penalty be?
Did he get a hands to the face on Wyatt or something? What?
Well, it's thrown at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, a chop block.
If that was a chop block, it must have been the most ineffective chop block you've ever seen.
I didn't see anybody on the ground.
There was no Whitesboro Bearcat even there.
Oh, man. 2 weeks in a row, we've just had way too many penalties.
I don't have the advantage of going back and watching the film, but it's just hard for me to buy into. We play through 4 games.
With no chop blocks?
Well, we played 6 games, so we played through 5 games so far. No penalty issues. No penalty issues. And then out of the blue, 2 weeks in a row, 90% of the penalties are thrown on you. I mean, Whitesboro has, 3 penalties called on them in this game, and we have 3 on this drive. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's just how this game has seemed to go. Wyatt Smith looking.
There's that post route.
Aiden Cox with the post.
Golly.
Man, triple covered. Put another one. Man, you need 4. You need 5 guys. They can't stop him. He's going to catch that, and I know for sure that's going to put him north of 100 yards receiving for the 4th consecutive week and set us up with 3rd and long 2 there for the Bearcats.
Some of the fans are.
Some 22-yard Bearcat Nutrition did big play.
Some of the Whitesboro faithful are calling for them to cover number 1. Great.
Well, they got a single coverage here. Gage Anderson's going to get the carry, break a couple tackles, spin out of one, spin out of another. Irick Real Estate first down for the freshman. Aiden Cox, 6 catches, 115 yards in this game. So we have officially over 4 consecutive 100-yard receiving games for him, and I don't see, Ponder next week, Boyd the next week. I don't see it stopping anytime soon. Trips left here. Gage Anderson to Wyatt Smith's left, and they're going to throw the ball. Wyatt Smith under pressure, and he just sails it out of, away from trouble, and it's going to be incomplete here, forcing a 2nd and 10.
This is where we've got to nail one in here.
Yeah.
We got to punch it in.
One thing we haven't done, we've actually only thrown the ball to Aiden Cox in the end zone one time. It was on a post, and I would say that's the only time the Whitesboro Bearcats were effective in covering.
Yeah, it was real good coverage, but I think that was number 2 on that.
Hermes was able to wrap up Aiden right as the ball got to him. Clean coverage, everything, knocked it down. Everything else has either been caught or he's been majorly impeded. So, at a certain point, you need a play, you go to your big play player, right?
We switched him to the far side now.
It's going to be a quarterback keep up
Good
the middle.
job,
Wyatt Smith inside the 10, down to the 5, and not going to get in the end zone, but it's going to be first and goal
down
at the 5.
Now we're in Ish Harris territory, I think.
We just let's get them going, and let's get them going with some speed up towards the line of scrimmage. But Gage Anderson staying on the field. Ish is going to be out in the slot with Aiden Cox down this side. I wonder how effective you can be throwing a fade here. You got 2 athletes down here. Gage Anderson's going to get the carry, tiptoe down to about the 3-yard line. So it's going to be second go from the 3. This is, we're at the 6-minute mark here. So, at this point, there's no turning back. You're committed.
Yeah.
You got to get in the end zone.
You got to get 6 here and then go for 2.
Both teams are being more efficient with their timeouts this half as well. Last half, both teams kind of burned them. Right now, both teams are holding on to all 3. Pot point, letting the clock run. No urgency here, trying to get in the end zone. Smith is going to, he's going to throw it low to Aiden Cox.
Another
flag. Personal foul on Whitesboro. I don't really know what it could be. Hands to the face.
Hands to the face on that one. Yeah,
hands
that's what
to the
I
face
thought
on
it was
Whitesboro.
last goal.
So it would have been 3rd and 4 because that pass is a slant route that was incomplete. But we're going to get 2 yards on that hands to the face. But the 2 yards aren't what's important. It's the automatic first down, which is important.
Yeah, and we put the heavy package back in. I'd like to see Ish in the backfield. Just he's got a nose for the end zone here inside the 3. I like Ish carrying the ball here.
I like the spread offense. It's my favorite offense. But in a moment like this, I'm wanting to get under center. And I'm wanting to get the ball heading to the line of scrimmage. And that's what they're going to do, though. They're going to give it to Ish.
Oh, they knew it was coming. Good
but
Lord.
once again, Whitesboro is just bringing everybody. Ish Harris gets, wrapped up as soon as he gets the ball. Now, this is where I'm starting to get a little nervous, a little dejected look because we've just been here so many times.
We've been stifled so many times inside the 5.
This is where, you don't necessarily want to do it you're so close to pay dirt. But maybe you can reach into a bag of tricks here and you got to pull something out.
I think Wyatt's going to keep it.
Nope. She's going to get this one and burst into the end zone.
No doubt about that one.
Let's all stop and wait. Check the field. I don't believe I see any yellow. Oh, finally! Literally, we just now got the signal for a touchdown, but there's still a little confusion here.
Even the officials can't believe that there was no flags on that play.
Yeah, so 5:05 left. Pilot Point's in a position. They got to go for 2, and this is
our
big.
Best two-point conversion play right here, Ryan. This is huge.
Yep, so 5:05, Pilot Point down 14-12 to Whitesboro. This 2-point conversion could tie us up. Wyatt Smith takes a snap, rolling out right, throws to Aiden Cox in the corner. Cut! 2-point conversion is good.
Baby.
What a play. That's gutsy there because, that's timing. That is a out route by Aiden Cox to the front pylon. Wyatt Smith rolls out, delivers a strike. And 5:05 left in the 4th quarter. The Pilot Point Bearcats have tied it up.
We'll get a commercial.
Yeah, just exactly right. Let's get a commercial, come back for the Southern Junkies kick.
Enjoy that old-time country feel at the Martin General Store, located in downtown Pilot Point. on the historic Pilot Point Square. The best way to describe the general store is it has a little bit of everything, from Circle-y candles to specialty jams, dressings, sauces, home decor, kitchen decor, goat's milk soap, jewelry, a large assortment of old-time candy, nostalgic toys and books, pet toys and treats, greeting cards and gift wrap. She also serves cold drinks, and last but not least, Beth Marie's ice cream. That's Martin General Store, a little bit of everything.
So as the temperature dips, the Bearcats finally heat up. 54 degrees here in Whitesboro. Pilot Point just tied the game up at 14. And, Whitesboro's put 2 effective drives together in this entire game, punched them both in for touchdowns. They're going to be trying for their third. The Pilot Point Bearcat defense has to step up and make a play here.
Hey, they dip, you dip, we dip.
Yeah, let's start by covering this kick. Down to the right side. It's going to be fielded at the 24. Pilot Point trying to cover the kick. There's some space for a return. And a tackle is made by Gage Anderson there. But once again, I said that 35 to the 45. That seems to be every time the defense is taking the field. Yeah. So it's going to be at the Whitesboro 40 is where we're going to start this drive. I can't really tell you reliably what the Whitesboro kicker range is. Being a toe puncher, he's gotten a hold of both of his extra points so far. They've been great down the middle. If I had to guess, John, I'd say 30 yards.
Yeah, I think so. Let's get a pick 6 right here. What do you say?
2 receivers left,
we're
right.
Due for a turnover.
Yep. Mac Harper, jet sweep motion right to left, and they're going to give it this time. Try to get the edge. Puga trying to chase him, has his hands on him, slows him down just enough, allows Colin Lynch to help him out with the tackle. Only 2 yards on the play. That's the first time they went with that actual handed off the jet sweep, so the Bearcats handled it well.
They really did. Puga's been playing good all night.
And here we go, 2nd and 8 here. Whitesboro searching for some answers. Like I said, they only 2 effective drives tonight, and one was aided by a big play on a fake punt. So they're having their own offensive struggles tonight. Mac Harper jet sweep motion left to right, and they're going to hand it up the middle. Contreras is going to get it, and he's going to be drugged down at midfield, which is the line to gain for the first down. Whitesboro is going to get the first down. And it's going to be under 4 minutes to go with the next snap. So we're at 4:09 and counting here. Whitesboro with their first down of the drive, but now they're already in Pilot Point territory because of the starting field position.
Yeah, good tough run there by Contreras.
All right, here trips right for Mac Harper and the Bearcats. They're going to look that way, throw a little wide receiver screen. Pilot Point can't make the tackle off the line back. And it's going to be down to the 40. Looks like another Whitesboro first down on that little wide receiver screen.
Yeah, and Whitesboro's got something going here. 2 first downs in a row.
They do. They have found some yards when they've needed them so far on this second half. And they're going to have 1st and 10 at the Pilot Point 35-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Contreras next to Mac Harper. Snap. Harper's going to try to keep it up the middle. Nowhere to go. He would have been better served giving it to Contreras. Yeah, no gain on the play. The big defensive tackles inside and holding their own on the line of scrimmage. Harper a bit slow to get up, but he is up and looking for the play call. I think he would have been better off giving it to Contreras there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Harper, at times he's only run for 2 or 3 yards. He kind of dives forward to get his yardage. Hasn't been real effective. Oh, they got us off sides. They got a free play.
No flag coming. No, they're throwing it deep, but no flag coming. Oh. They thought they had a free play because of all of the jumping at the defensive line, but no flag was thrown. Nobody came across, so they took advantage of what they thought was a free play, and ultimately they're going to get an advanced care penalty, pass interference there. They threw it to your guy who you mentioned, Jake Hermes, with some height down there.
Big 6'5" receiver.
Yep. So now the defense. You got to start digging because time is not your friend. And 3:09 left, and the way Whitesboro's been controlling the clock here, this would be a good time for our first penalty of the game. Yeah. Turnover. Forcing our first turnover. Whitesboro's only put the ball on the ground 1 time tonight, and they were able to get back on it. But here we go. They got their call. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Contreras next to Harper in the backfield. Snap, drop back to pass. Oh, they have him wide open. Yep. They throw the wheel route again. So the wheel route again. They fake the wide receiver screen. Both guys come up for the screen, and that wheel route goes right behind everybody. Mac Harper completes it. I think it was either 6, Jay Sanders, or 8, Nagelstad. But whoever it was, he was wide open. I think it was 8, Nagelstad.
Yeah, looks like it was 8.
So this kick is a big kick here for Whitesboro. Snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it looks to be true. That Nick's Italian PAT is good. 3:02 left in the fourth quarter, brought to you by the Peacock family. Whitesboro 21, Pilot Point 14. Pilot Point needs to answer when we come back.
Maverick Fasteners is your go-to stocking distributor, carrying a full line of fasteners including bolts, nuts, sockets, screws, washers, pins, keys, hex caps, threaded rod, and other fastener-related products. Maverick Fasteners is centrally located in the U.S., which allows them to ship quickly and consistently worldwide, offering same-day shipping on all orders received by 12 p.m. Central Time. Learn more about Maverick Fasteners at mavfast.com.
Hey Bearcat fans, this is Coach Marsh. I know that whenever practice is over and I get home late, the first place I think of is Nick's Italian. You can go to Nick's Italian or you can call it at 940-686-2520. You get great quality food at a great price, not to mention the friendly service that you receive from Nick and his staff. Nick's has been family owned and operated since 2003. You can find the restaurant at 1340 South Highway 377 in Pilot Point, Texas. Support a veteran owned business in Nick's Italian. Call Nick's Italian and they'll take care of you. Go Bearcats.
And we're back here, 3:02 left in the fourth quarter. Whitesboro just answered with a touchdown of their own. Whitesboro 21, Pilot Point 14. This is big for the Bearcats here. So they've been in 2 close games this year, neither one of which they were really trailing that late. And except, the DeKalb game, they let up a late touchdown. They answered back really quickly with that. So the only time they've been in this position, trailing in a close game late in the fourth quarter, they answered with a late touchdown of their own. So
gonna have to do it again here.
Yep, low squib that hit a Bearcat. Oh, we're gonna get a return. Curly Brockman, 40. Curly on the loose is gonna get the ball, and Pilot Point's gonna get the ball at their own 43. So this is pretty good field position.
Certainly.
Did that, because Whitesboro's been squib kicking it all night. That might have hit a foot of Pilot Point.
Yeah, I think it deflected off somebody.
Good awareness by Curly Brockman there to make sure he got his hands on it, was able to get a few yards out of it.
We got the starting field position that they've been dealing with the last couple of drives.
Yep, that is for sure.
It's helpful.
Yep, so the offense is going to have to find some answers. And, I'm just, if I'm Whitesboro, I'm looking at my kids and saying, listen, anybody but number one
beat you.
Anybody but number one. But they're, they got 2 guys out there, but not one. Okay, they're running a safety over the top.
For help over the top.
Trips the other way though. Swing pass. Ish Harris catches it.
Come on, Ish.
Spins out of one. Jukes another. He's got to start getting north and south. No gain on it, and they're laying on him pretty late. Come on now.
Don't let him up. And get your lineman over there. Throw those guys off of him.
I know Mr. Chris Nortman and I would not have let that stand. We're 61. Colin Burns putting his weight on Ish there all the way till the referees made him get up. Under 2.5 minutes.
Quentin Cox was the only guy over there helping us out.
Yep, snap, drop straight back to Wyatt Smith. Looking down the field, has some time. Throws a strike. Cade Carter, it looks like, caught, and that's going to be a Bearcat first down into Whitesboro territory for an Irish Real Estate first down. So it's going to be spotted at Whitesboro 44-yard line. Great pass, great catch by Cade Carter.
Yeah, way to secure that ball, Cade.
Trips right here. Wyatt Smith's going to roll out that way towards the trip, step up, avoid some pressure, looking down the field, throws it. Oh, no.
Dropped.
Another drop over there. That would have been just enough for a Pilot Point first down. Instead, it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Man, hate to see that because Wyatt did a great job extending that play, stepping up in the pocket, avoiding pressure, delivered a great ball. Got to make that catch. If you can touch it, you can catch it, brother.
Yep. Would have been enough for a first down. Would have stayed inbounds, though, so the clock would have ran, but at this point we need the yardage. Wyatt Smith takes the snap, looks, gets rid of it. Ish Harris quick. Ish Harris going to pick up a block by Cade Carter, and he's going to be flipped out across the 35 down to the 32, but that's a Pilot Point first down. Clock is 1:51 here in the fourth quarter, brought to you by the Peacock family. Ish moving to the right side, trips right. Aiden Cox, Crew Chandler, Ish Harris to that side. Cade Carter down here all alone. Gage Anderson next to Wyatt Smith, who takes a snap, drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket, delivers on a crossing route. Aiden Cox catches it and is finally tackled inside the 20. We're in the red zone. Man, number 12 there for Whitesboro saved a touchdown. Blake Hapolk. But Aiden Cox catches it across the middle, that crossing route for another Ira Career State first down. We're in the point bank red zone. We're throwing the football, though. I feel good about this drive, John.
Absolutely. We're in a good rhythm here, Ryan.
The field shrinks down here, which makes throwing it a little tougher, but we're being efficient. Quarterback draw up the middle. Wyatt Smith down to the 10, sidesteps down to the 5, down to the 4, first down at the 4-yard line. Beautiful call. Wyatt Smith, not an explosive runner. He's an effective runner. I don't think Whitesboro was ready for it.
Excellent play call by Coach Peacock right there.
Absolutely. That's what I was getting at. Because he's an effective runner, but he's not explosive, you don't think of that. And he makes an excellent run down inside the 5. Under a minute left. Pilot Point needs to start moving with some urgency. They brought some of the big guys in. Gage Anderson, the running back next to Wyatt Smith. We're at 45 seconds. Snap. Handoff up the middle. Wyatt Smith kept. He's going to get down to the 1.
Effort. He's close.
That's a bad spot there, but we're getting a Pilot Point Bearcat timeout, Uppercut Granite timeout. And we're in good position. We're going to ride this out. We're going to ride this out. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. A lot to go over, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from inside the 3-yard line. I saw you start like twirling your finger like, hey, we got to go. When you're at the 2.5-yard line and you have, 2 timeouts left, the whole playbook is what whatever you want.
Yeah, it's open.
I am surprised. You know what? If you're going to run out of the shotgun here, I would like to see let's put Ish Harris next to Wyatt Smith, Alex Puga on that same side. Maybe catch it with Wyatt Smith. You have 2 lead blockers with your big offensive linemen and just muscle this into the end zone. That's one good player. Hey, I mean, it's just physical when he's able to get the ball heading towards the line of scrimmage without Whitesboro defenders at his feet. Yeah. But that's been the problem. So a lot of times in this red zone, by the time he's getting the ball, there's already defenders at his feet.
I think they've really been keying off Ish in these situations. I think if Wyatt keeps it on the mesh play, he's going to walk into the end zone here.
Takes a snap, hands it to Ish, and Ish is going to hop in the end zone for a touchdown. 35 seconds left. Pilot Point pulls within 1. Let's see what they want to do here. They're marching the kicking team out. They're going to try to tie this one up with 35 seconds left. This is a big kick here. Nick's Italian PAT. Wyatt Smith's going to hold. Elias Alejos has set the tee where he wants. He's marching it off. So this is a big kick here.
Absolutely.
Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it is good. Elias Alejos nails the pressure kick. I mean, it's an extra point, but it doesn't get much more pressureful than that.
So how did we run that play to Ish with no time off the clock? Didn't we call that timeout with 35 seconds left?
Well, it was a quick play, but it definitely took some time out. You know what I mean? Like
it took more than a second, at least a second.
I that is a good observation. Maybe somebody on the chat can rewind it maybe a few seconds and see what happened. But that may be a little Whitesboro Bearcat home cooking. Who knows?
Yeah.
Now, the wheel route has got us a couple times. That's been the one thing in the pass game that's really hurt. Whitesboro has shown the ability to stretch the field, throwing the ball. They have some height. I'm not trying to discount the fact this game is not over.
Yeah, but I just don't want them to get the good starting field position on this kick.
Absolutely.
And then you can play the safeties over the top and kind of more of a prevent.
Well, what I was getting at is I feel really good when the game is in our pass rush's hands.
Absolutely.
But that being said, Whitesboro is dangerous. They have some height. They've got us deep on a few.
They've got a big 6'3" quarterback with a good arm. Hadn't been much of a threat running the ball.
No real big plays on the ground, but man, they've proven they can get it through the air.
Yeah, they kind of found their rhythm there in the passing game in the second half. Go ball, go. Gotta make a tackle here, boys.
Couldn't bring him down. Whitesboro's going to not try to get their sideline, and once again, 35 to 45. They're getting the ball at their own 35. Curley come flying through, propelled his body at the return man, and was able to take his feet out, but an excellent job by the return man using his hand to regain his balance. And they're going to get the ball at their own 35. 3 timeouts, 28 seconds. Rocky on the chat said that the touchdown play started with 30 seconds.
Okay, I thought that we called timeout with 35 seconds.
All right. So here we go. Let's get this pass rush getting after the quarterback here. Let's play good coverage. And maybe we get a pick 6 and call this one a night. So drop back to pass for Harper. Pressure up in his face. Goes an out route. Good timing. Caught in. No! Oh my gosh, they're going to mark him down inbounds, I feel like, or out of bounds. If he's out of bounds, it was an incomplete catch. He dove. Oh my gosh. Snap, drop back to pass. Mac Harper looking down the same route.
Good coverage.
Come on now. Oh my God.
It's same ref.
All right, same ref. So just a little lesson here. When the receiver dives and catches the ball, and the first thing that hits is his body, he is down the moment he catches it. So if you rule it a complete pass, that means he was down in bounds. So the clock is running.
Yeah.
If you rule that he's out of bounds, that means he did not catch the ball. And then so right after he messes that up, he calls this pass interference, and I think it's baloney. But 21 seconds left. Their referees are getting together and talking it over. Oh, Vance Vet Care penalty on Whitesboro is a hold.
Wow.
So this is going to be offsetting. So the penalty, in the end, it cost us a down, but right now downs are not the issue.
No.
So I'm okay with it.
A lot of 21s up on the scoreboard. 21 seconds left. Tied at 21.
Yeah, I would prefer it to be 3rd and 2, but right now downs are not really what's important. So I'm okay with the offsetting penalties. 2 receivers left, 2 right.
So.
Mac Harper, the quarterback. Jet sweep motion right to left, and it's going to be a Contreras run up the middle. Colin Lynch tries to make the first tackle, can't. Finally bring him down at pilot point 35, and Whitesboro is going to take the uppercut granite timeout. That is their first of the half. They have 2 more. That's going to be their ball at pilot point 45. Like I said, so this is a wild card, John. I don't know what they feel about their kicking game.
Yeah.
It's looked solid. I'm not going to negate the fact that toe punchers are really wildly inconsistent, but it has looked solid to this point. Every kick has been high. It has been pretty good distance, and it has been just dead center. So, but that's kind of a tough part about a toe puncher. Is what you need to do is you need to center the ball. It has to be within the range, and then if distance starts getting in your head, and toe punching is about repetitive and consistency in the same the same motion over and over. So if you back it up 20 yards and it's within his range on an extra point, but in his head he feels like I need to kick it harder, does he miss it?
Yeah, then his accuracy is hampered by that. So I think they got to get to, I'd say, the 15, right? So they still got some work to do with 16 seconds left here. Bearcats keep everything underneath and tackle inbounds.
Let's get an Aiden Cox strip sack. That's what
we're only going with 1 safety here, so
they're
bailing
though. They're bailing, dropping back. Mac Harper back to pass, bringing the blitz. Is he thrown? Ball's floating and caught. Incomplete. I believe that's a good call. I believe he got his foot in.
Yeah, he caught it.
Yeah, that's going to be down at pilot point 26-yard line. 11 seconds left. Beautiful throw. Fantastic catch. I believe it was clean. He got the foot down. It looked to be. And this counts because his foot came down inbounds. Body landed out of bounds, so the clock should have stopped. 11 seconds left. You can do a lot with 2 timeouts, but even if you run the ball and you gain 5 yards, you may gain 5 yards, but you lose 6 seconds. Do you even want to run another play? So I'm thinking they're going to use their second timeout here, which tells me they're not going to run the ball in this next play.
They're going to take a shot.
Yeah, they're definitely, because what I was thinking going into this play, you had a stop clock. If you run it, you can take the timeout, but the problem with that is you run it. Let's say you gain 5 or 6 yards, you have only 6, 7 seconds left on the clock.
The time becomes
you have a timeout, but do you even want to take the chance of throwing a pass? Like, what happens? What if your quarterback's pressured and he has to scramble just to throw it away?
That's the end of the game, or into regulation.
Yeah, the timeout tells me though, unless they're going to pull like a Odessa Permian and Friday Night Lights with a surprise run a fullback dive on 4th and 6. This is probably going to be a pass play. Speaking of Friday nights, Nordy over here is telling me our Steve Sparkman was in the movie.
What's that?
Was in Friday Night Lights.
Oh, he was?
Steve!
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, apparently he was interviewing somebody, or he was one of the guys when they were interviewing Doobie about all the things he could do. That's what I think of that. Here we go. The Whitesboro's back on the field. They're going to have 2 receivers right plus a tight end, 1 receiver left. Mac Harper back with Contreras, dropping straight back to pass. Looking down the field, pressured, rolling out.
Make a tackle, yes.
Oh, man, he gets lucky and throws away. Is that not intentional grounding?
Not intentional grounding?
No, they might say Aiden's in the area, but it's not to the line of scrimmage.
It's not to the line of scrimmage, though.
4 seconds left.
Talk about it.
They're not gonna call it. It didn't get to the line of scrimmage, but 8 was in the area.
They're gonna kick this, Ron. 7's coming out.
All right. Well, now I will feel much better about if they would have ruled that an intentional grounding, because this is going to be 45. It looks like from the right hash. No, wait. No, the offensive line set up somewhere. So it's going to be 42 from the right hash.
Ish is back deep. I like Ish catching this and taking it to the house.
I don't know. I think I want to bring the house. All right, here we go.
They're faking.
Fake. Pressure right in the face. Throwing it deep. Gage Anderson in position. Defends it. And we're going to overtime.
Yep.
Heady play by the freshman to
Gage.
make sure he didn't get burned on the fake. He was in great position. And, John, before last season, Chance sent me the rules to overtime. And I read them. I was prepared. No overtime games last year. This is our first one we've done together.
First one.
So I know that I know a good portion of the rules, but I'm probably going to miss some of them. So high school, I do know, is more of a college type, 1-and-1 type situation. You get a possession, we get a possession. Field goals mean, there's no sudden death here, basically, unless you stop the team first and then you have a chance
as well. Yeah.
So we're going to get some, free football right here.
Bonus football.
Heads up play right there by Gage Anderson to make sure that he didn't get beat. Because
I saw Ish over the top, though. I wasn't too worried because I think Ish was there as the safety valve.
I hear, I just thought of this, right? I'm sitting before the play thinking to myself, I'm bringing everybody to try to put pressure on this kicker. I might have been susceptible to the fake until they move that guy in motion, which to me is an immediate dead getaway.
Yeah.
This is a fake.
Dead giveaway.
Yep. So, like I said, once you see that guy go in motion, that's just one less blocker. They're not bringing him into motion to not block somebody.
Yeah, I'm with you. If they would have just went with the quick hitter fake, they might have had more success.
Yeah, and then we would have been in a situation where we had one guy to try to make a tackle with 52 yards of width of the field.
It would have been similar to the fake punt if they would just went quick.
So, but here we go. So it's going to be on the 25 going in. I didn't, coaches did the coin flip. They don't do they don't let everybody know exactly how it was decided. So I'll let you know who has the ball first when I get an indication. It looks like Whitesboro is going to have the ball first. Which in this situation, you definitely want to play defense first so you know what you need.
Yeah.
So Pilot Point must have won because they get to choose to.
I hear Slay Memorial is our overtime sponsor. So send the Venmo Chance there, Terry.
Or me, I'll give it to him. All right.
Can be trusted.
2 receivers right. They're motioning, so it's going to be kind of a power right formation. 4 Whitesboro Bearcats to the right, and they're going to hand off to Contreras that way, and he's not going to have anywhere to go. The quarterback, Wyatt Smith, out there not giving any ground. No gain on the carry. 2nd and 10 from 25-yard line.
Great defense there by Wyatt Smith. Thought he looked like he almost had the edge, but Wyatt made a great tackle.
So Whitesboro taking their time getting the play in. Play clock's down to 14. Whitesboro's just now getting set. 2 receivers left, 1 right, a fullback, and Contreras next to Mac Harper. And they're going to hand it to Contreras up the middle once again. Nowhere to go. This Pilot Point defense is pumped with what they've seen. Look at him go. I love seeing energy from the big guys down there. Number 55, Eddie Gatan.
Curley was in the middle of that.
Yeah, Eddie Gatan, I got his arms, big arms around him. Happy at, giving everybody claps and, intense after the tackle. 3rd and 11 here for Whitesboro. I think we found out what they feel about their long-range kicking game at the end of regulation there. I think Pilot Point would have kicked that. It's only, 43 yards. In a tie game, we would have definitely sent out Alejos. Whitesboro is going to call an uppercut granite timeout. Man, overtime football, man. This Pilot Point Bearcat team.
Exciting game.
Came out in half. The energy was a little low, and hey, Whitesboro was putting it to them. We answered. They put it to us again. We answered again. And here we are, first 2 plays of overtime. We hadn't stopped the run very effectively a lot this half, and boom, 2 runs, negative 1 yards.
Yeah, so now we got to watch that wheel route, Ryan, because this is where they're going to go to it, I imagine.
Well, I don't know if
it's a
little
wide receiver screen. I like that.
I don't know if it's in the playbook, but I'm definitely my secondary members are going to kind of bail at the snap and make it happen in front of us and make a tackle.
Yeah.
But this is four down territory, right? It's overtime. You're not punting it. There's and if you don't like your kicking range area, you got to go for it anyway.
Exactly.
So, if I'm Whitesboro, I'm stressing. Need 11 yards on this play.
Yeah, if they get 7 or 8 yards, then it'll be an interesting decision. But from here, they'll probably go for it on 4th. Let's go, Bearcats. We need to stop here on 3rd down.
Trips left for Whitesboro. 1 receiver White. Pack Harper back to pass.
Yeah, there
Pump fakes. Going deep.
Move.
Has a man up to catch. Comes down with it. Touchdown.
Big jump ball.
I think somebody, the young Whitesboro ball boys are celebrating like the game was over there, throwing balls on the field. Big play touchdown for Whitesboro there. Going for the PAT here at a certain, big play there, the pump fake. I love the pump fake that is like the most obvious thing in the world, where I'm going to put both hands on the ball and swing both my shoulders. Like, that's not, I think it was more the route that got him open.
Well, plus he's 6'5".
Yep. Well,
got a nice size advantage.
So halfway through this overtime, Whitesboro did their part and put 7 up on the board. So, we're going to see what Pilot Point's going to have to be forced to answer again. That Pilot Point's going to be forced to answer again. And, the pressure's on. You've had 2 consecutive drives on offense where the pressure is on you. You get in both times. But now while we're waiting, let's do a Pilot Point feed out-of-town scoreboard check.
Oh, yes, sir, Ryan. So it looks like all games are pretty much final. Peaster beat Boyd 55-21. And Paradise beat Bowie 31-20. And Brock hammered Ponder 70-20. And Allen Eagles, number 11 ranked team, beat the number 4 ranked Dengar 38-31. I guess it's a Little Elm Guyer.
It's a good game.
Good game there.
Well, here we go. Pilot Point on the field, needing to answer with 6 or 7 of their own. Wyatt Smith takes a snap, and he's going to throw a quick one. Cade Carter down the seam. Cade Carter's going to get a first down to the 11. That's a way to start your drive right there.
Yep.
14 yards on first down. And as you get, that's a creative play right there. I've been wanting to see us try to attack the seam some with Cade Carter, and that's the first time we've done it this year. It was an excellent call. Going with some tempo here. Snap. Hand off to Anderson. He's going to try to get the right edge, slung down, gets down to about the 7-yard line. So we're going to have 2nd. They're going to put it down at the 8. 2nd and 7 from the 8, so we can get a first down without scoring. But I'd just like to get in the end zone as quickly as possible.
Absolutely.
Let's just avoid all of that.
Avoid trying to get another first down. Let's just punch it in, baby.
2 receivers left. Ish Harris in the slot. Aiden Cox, the lone receiver, or the 1 wide receiver. And this is going to be a Wyatt Smith keeper. And he's going to get down to the 5 before he's brought down just inside the 5.
Big 3rd down now.
Yep, so it's going to be third and about 2.5. If we get to the 1, we don't need the 1. The 1's a little further than the first down. So we need about 2 yards here to get a first down. And we're going to have 2 plays to get it because we have to have it. Pilot Point's going to take an uppercut granite timeout. So, man, this is getting down to it right here. We knew it was going to be a close game. We talked about it in the Custom Roofing and Construction pregame show. We've looked at this game at the first pregame show we did this year where we talked about the season. We highlighted this game. We highlighted this team and said this matchup can be huge in how this season turns out. And it's lived up to everything we talked about and then some.
Yeah, absolutely. We thought it would probably be for second place in district. It's kind of shaping up that way. You never know.
Yep.
If our Bearcats can pull this up, and we play Brock later on, we'll see what happens. But
yeah, see, that's the difference in this game right here. If Whitesboro pulls it out, they kind of seal up that second spot, barring an upset. If we pull this game out, that sets up a potential district championship game at Massey Stadium first Friday in November.
Exactly.
So we're going to have Puga as the fullback, Ish Harris running back next to Wyatt Smith in the shotgun. Snap, handoff to Ish Harris. Ish Harris jumps over the line, and he's in for a touchdown. So we'll see what Pilot Point wants to do. They're slowing her down a little. They're slowing it down. I don't see Alejos. I see some guys coming on the field, but Elias Alejos is not one of them. They're swinging the gate. They're going to see if Whitesboro, how they're going to line up to it.
We don't have a timeout, right?
Yeah, we have. I think you get 2.
Oh, we get, okay.
Now Alejos is running out there to try to tie the game, man. Okay, 9 seconds.
That was a late run on.
Oh, no. All right, 3, 2,
1.
Snap, the hold. The kick is up, and it is through.
Good.
Another clutch kick, man.
Never a doubt. There's never a doubt.
Yeah, well, yeah, you say that, yeah. It was not. It's not a doubt to me that he's. If you get the time, the snap, the hold, the kick, it's not rushed. No doubt what you said. But when you're literally the holders racing the clock, that makes me nervous. But hey, we did what we need to do. But I think we're going to get the ball. And we're marching to the other end, so they're going to switch ends. It's not like there's a giant student section in one end, so this is more just. Whitesboro's coach feels differently. He's pumping up the band.
Okay.
We are marching to the end of the stands where the Whitesboro band is. Pilot Point, I imagine how the overtime works, that the Pilot Point Bearcats are going to get the ball first to start this second overtime. I don't know when they require the 2-point conversion. What would you? I don't know. It's one of those things I know we would be hearing about. I know we'll probably hear about on the CNS postgame show. Going for two in either one of the situations, at the end of the half or the end of the game or right there. What are your thoughts, right? So you're on the road.
Well, right there, you're taking your chances here in that second overtime because they're going to get the last possession. So you take that out of their hands if you go for 2 in that previous play.
I like that. I didn't even. That wasn't even thought. So now, flip it.
So now they could go for 2 on us if it comes down to that same situation.
Oh man, that's an excellent point there. I didn't even think about that. Bearcat offense scored touchdowns on 3 consecutive drives. Let's try to make it 4. Quarterback sneak right up the middle. Wyatt Smith. Gonna get down to 15. Throws his shoulder, gets down to the 12, and that's enough for an Irish real estate first down. 1st and 10 at the Whitesboro 12-yard line. The Whitesboro band is heeding their coach's advice, and they're starting to play while the Bearcats have the ball. Trips right, 1 receiver left. Wyatt Smith going to take the snap, and he's going to hand it to Gage Anderson. He's going to have to find some space. Left side, center step, 5. Inside the 5. Gets down to the 3, and I like the possession. I like the spot there because we're short of the first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1. For a first down. So, potentially we could have
playbook's open.
A lot of plays here to try to just gain 4 yards. So, but like I said in the last overtime, let's try to not play around. The more plays you run, the more opportunities for mistakes. Let's get in the end zone here.
Absolutely. Let's get that thing in the end zone right here, baby.
Snap. Ish Harris. No, Wyatt Smith keeps it on the right end. Touchdown, Pilot Point. Pelzo Printing, touchdown. First lead since 3-0, and it's here in second overtime. Pilot Point's lined up in the swinging gate. No, I don't know if they're going to mess with it. Well, they're not. They don't know if they're going to mess with it. They're not entirely sure. I'm not sure.
Jacob Stuckley seems to think it's the third overtime. They have to go for 2.
So
I agree with him.
I've always thought that. So the Pilot Point's going to call an upper granite timeout. I've always thought that, but I watched a call. It used to be that 100%. Right. I know that for a fact.
Third round.
But I've seen in some college games teams start going for 2 in the second overtime, and I'm not entirely sure if that was out of necessity, like just a decision or necessity. So, you know, we'll see that. When the Pilot Point Bearcats scored their first touchdown in overtime, coaches did a lot of looking around on trying to, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
This time there was not the looking around on if we were going to kick it. They were deciding whether they were going to run the gate or run a play, and then they called the uppercut granite timeout. So we're going to see. What? Well, I mean, maybe
going for
2 here, so I don't know if that's out of necessity or not. We'll see when Whitesboro gets the ball what happens there. But it's going to be a pass. Oh, no, he fell down in the end zone. Oh, golly. So it was an old, like, play-action jump pass to Cade Carter, and he was behind the defenders. I don't know if Wyatt Smith was close to the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he could see him or not, because the ball wasn't put on him. The ball was put away from him.
Right.
And as he tried to get over to it, he ended up, I don't know what happened. He ended up on the ground, couldn't get to it. I wonder if Cade Carter 6'4", but Wyatt was close enough to the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he could actually see where he was located.
Yeah, Chance confirming that the rules, we had to go for 2 there.
Yeah, I thought I saw that in college. I know in college I saw some games where they started going for it 2 in the second overtime. But
I like that speeds up the game.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was necessity or not, you know.
Well, now let's keep them out of the end zone and
the defense,
leave no doubt here.
The defense has the rare opportunity for a walk-off win right here if they can get a stop on this possession.
How about an Ish Harris interception?
Trips left for Mac Harper. Snap, looking back to pass. Pressure in his face.
Get him.
Gonna drag him down.
Yes,
Can we
sir.
finally get him down?
Yes, sir.
Hurley Brockman with a huge sack there. We've had a handful of times we've had Mac Harper wrapped up, and we couldn't get him down before he got rid of it. This time we finished the job.
Give him the old 22 skidoo right there.
Yeah. Mac Harper sacked, looking over. Now the big play, the big pass play has not been a problem so far for Whitesboro, so we can't rest on that. They have 3 plays to make up the yardage, so it's going to be 2nd and 18 here.
Keep
2 receivers left, 2 right. Jet motion right to left. Mac Harper's going to take the snap, drop back to pass. Pressure again, right in the middle, sack again. Eddie Gattad with the sack.
Eddie
and
the man.
Pumped. Look at him balling out. That's another sack here, so it's going to be 3rd and long.
Wow.
3rd.
All right.
The line to gain is the 15.
Super prevent defense.
Yeah, the line
here.
to gain is the 15. Whitesboro's at Pilot Point's 44-yard line.
All right, corners. Give them some cushion.
Oh boy, I said it before. At the end of the fourth quarter, I like putting the game in my pass rush's hands. Well, back-to-back sacks to start this second overtime, but it is far from over.
Give them cushion.
It is far from over. Mac Harper back to pass. Pressured again immediately. Just sails it up. No defenders had their heads turned.
One
Here
play
we go.
left.
Mac Harper was looking for trying to hope he got hit late or something, but he did not. So it looks like Whitesboro is going to call an uppercut granite timeout, and I've seen a lot of crazy things happen. So this game it's 4th and 28. It is, Pilot Point has to defend one more play, no penalties, no mistakes, and they'll get out of this with a win.
Just knock the ball down. Do not let big Jake Hermes get behind you. Keep that same pass rush up, and I like what we got here. But I would play.
Well, I mean, you definitely.
I'd play 4 cross. I might even think about having Aiden Cox back deep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? He hadn't got either one of the sacks, but He's a good pass rusher.
Yeah, I know.
So, but here's the thing, though, right? If you give them, let's say you give them 15 yards cushion, they need 30 yards here for a first down. The problem with that for Whitesboro is Matt Harper needs time to let his receivers travel that distance.
Yeah.
And on the first 3 plays,
he has not had that time. Not even close.
I mean, 2 sacks and a hit as he's thrown on the 3 plays in this possession.
Yeah.
So all our Pilot Point faithfuls crowded into that itty bitty little stands over there, but they're making their presence felt.
And it looks like we're keeping Aiden, Ryan Riney, Catan, and Puga on the line for the pass rush. We are dropping the corners and safeties back.
Alex Harper, he's going to be pressured again. He's going to catch. It's going to be complete.
They want the hook and ladder, but it's not there.
And
that's
ball game, baby.
Yes, sir.
Pilot Point comes into Whitesboro Stadium, fights through the adversity, and comes away with a double overtime win. And that is a huge win. An excellent effort from both sides tonight. And Pilot Point's got the victory, coming out of this one. What a game, John.
That was a very nice win right there. Didn't feel like we had momentum really until those last couple of plays.
Well, yeah, I mean, the offense started responding late when they had to, and then, the defense came alive when they needed it.
Yeah, what a game.
All right, so, subscribe to Bearcat social media, the YouTube page, the Twitter, the Facebook page. I'm sure the CNS postgame show this week is going to be awesome. I know we're going to talk about this game on our pregame show next week for a homecoming at home against the Ponder Lions. Thank you all for being with us tonight. The Pilot Point Bearcats pull out a hard-fought 34-28 double overtime victory. I want to thank y'all for listening. Thanks to Pilot Point ISD, pilotpointbearcats.com, Whitesboro ISD, Chance Kirby, Travis Marsh, our statistician Chris Nortman, our sound engineer Roger Marsh, production assistants Molly Holloway, Hannah Sneed, Steve Sparkman, who's doing a lot of work for us this season. Title sponsor, Speed of Light Broadband, all the rest of our sponsors, and for Ryan Menard and John Little, thank y'all and good night. Go Bearcats.
Go Bearcats.
Curtis and Holly Peacock are proud supporters of Pilot Point ISD. Peacock family wants to wish all students in the Pilot Point ISD a great 2021-22 school year and encourage them to continue making our community proud. The success of our school district is a true reflection of the quality of students here in Pilot Point. It is always a great day to be a Pilot Point Bearcat.
You've been watching Bearcat Football live on the Pilot Point Bearcat YouTube channel. Subscribe to this channel, and you can watch the Bearcats every time we're in action. And follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and keep up with all the ins and outs of Bearcat and Lady Cat athletics at pilotpointbearcats.com. Here you'll find the Bearcat Insider and all the pregame and postgame shows throughout the year. Well, that's going to be it for us from Bearcat Stadium in Whitesboro. And we want to invite you to join us next Friday night for homecoming as the Bearcats take on the Ponder Lions. For Ryan Menard and John Little, we do thank you for watching. This has been a Chance Kirby, Roger Marsh production. And until next week, go Bearcats!